Hello there, everybody. I am Ross Pitt, Shark Hunter, and with me here today is.
Jack Getschman, the creator of Scootertrix the Abridged, and longtime brony.
Long time. How long have you been a Brony, Jack?
So I joined the fandom literally on January 1st of 2014. That was the day I was like, all right, fine, I'm a brony. So
Wow.
4 or 5 years, a bit.
I've been a fan
6 years.
since,
I'm sorry.
I know it was the weekend the Avengers came out. I've been a fan since then.
Oh, okay.
Don't remember the specific day, however. But yeah, for those of you listening in, this will just be like us reminiscing about the dear ponies that we love ever so much.
Indeed.
Going through
indeed.
the series as a whole. Let's start with season 1.
Sure. So just the general thoughts, or how we watched it.
Yeah, I would
or...
say general thoughts.
So season one, um, I mean, so when it comes to the earlier seasons, so definitely especially season one, I really like the tone of it, and I really like how innocent all the characters are. I was actually watching some last night, and it was just I forgot how good the show used to be. Like it was really like the characters felt much more innocent. They almost felt more like creatures rather than people, which is an aspect that I think
Yeah.
they kind of lost over time. But it felt like there were rules in the world and there were conflicts and like bigger things at play. But it was just nice. I think that was the big draw of the show. Was like it's really nice.
I get that.
Yeah. As for like favorite episodes, the pilot is a really good pilot. I think it does a very good job at establishing all the characters while still being a very good pace. Maybe not so much the second part, but like the first part is really good. The first one that I kind of really liked was the Griffin the Brush Off. And then after that, it would have been. I really like Look Before You Sleep. That one's just. I know people don't like it, but it's just so nice. It's how I pictured the ponies. It's like they're having a sleepover. Suited for Success was like the first really good one that I really liked.
That was good.
Dog and a Pony Show. Sonic Rainboom is good, but Dog and a Pony Show, another one that I was like, wow, this is what I'll show to people if I show people.
I
the
believe
show.
it's only Dog and Pony Show.
Wow. It's called A Dog and Pony Show.
That's probably it.
I'm looking it up right now. And then it was like Party of One and Best Night Ever were so good. And Best Night Ever is probably one of my favorite like episodes ever. That might be the best season finale.
I see.
Yeah. What about you? What are your thoughts on season one? Favorite episode?
Personally, while I do think it's good, I probably wouldn't be a brony if it wasn't, good.
Yeah.
Honestly, looking back at it, it's nowadays I just find it kind of bland.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's rather I don't know. I guess the stakes just obviously weren't as high, especially after the first episode. And I was like, And I've never before this I had never really liked slice of life type shows.
Yeah.
And this is actually what got me into slice of life type shows. But going back, I never found the slice of life episodes to be particularly engaging in season 1. But it was still a good season. Personal favorite episodes. Griffin the Brush Off.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I'll agree with you on that one. Sonic Rainboom. That's probably my absolute favorite of the season. And then Party of One. I didn't think that the finale was as good as you think it is.
You're wrong.
No, you.
The pacing is so good. Because it juggles all the characters, but it feels fine, and it's a funny episode. It's got some great songs. It has basically all the representations of My Little Pony that I liked. It's got like some great funny moments. It's so good. I think it's a bit underrated compared to, because everyone talks about like the season 4 finale and everything, and I don't know. I really like this one.
That's fine. I just thought it was boring. But yeah, overall season 1, I thought it was good. You thought it was great, from what I seem to hear.
I'd say it was great.
Yep. Overall, thumbs up.
Yeah.
But then season 2 happened.
So this one, so season 2, for a while I would be like, oh, this is like a block of great episodes. There's Party 1, Best Night Ever, The Return of Harmony arc, Lesson 0, and Luna Eclipse. It's like this like block of really good episodes, right back to back to back.
Yeah.
Return of Harmony, when I first watched it, I wasn't as impressed as everyone else was, because I had gotten a lot of people had hyped it up for me, especially Eric, who had introduced me to the show. And at the time I wasn't as impressed as people had made it out to be. But that said, it's still a phenomenal episode. It's definitely one of the best. It's probably the best opener, actually. In terms like pacing wise, it's like it's there. There's not really any. I don't have any issues with it. It's just really good overall. One of Larson's best. Did you have thoughts on the premiere? I heard you.
I thought it was good. I just did not like Discord.
Oh yeah, that's
people love Discord, and I was like, oh, it's not great. I don't like him. I was a bit of a whiner about Discord for the longest time. I've since he's become a good guy, I've grown fond of him, but I never thought he was a great villain.
Oh, I think it was great. See, what I really like about Larson's stuff is he just takes the fact that they're ponies, and he uses that and just makes, so like for example, like with Discord, like the whole point of Discord is like, what if he turns the elements into their opposites? You know, he like Larson really thinks about the show itself and then how to incorporate the themes into different stuff. So, and I really love that about a villain. It's like, well, in order to defeat them, turn them against each other. That's like the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, and so like thematically, I think it also really works well. It's a great episode, or a great two-parter.
It is. And you're right. And Larson is absolutely one of the best writers on the show.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Now I do have thoughts about Luna Eclipsed.
Really?
What's after that? But like real quick, Lesson 0. Another great. It's just so fun. I love it when a show is fun, even if it's bad. If it's fun, I kind of don't care, because it's fun to watch. It, you know, it makes me happy. So Lesson 0. It's one of those fun episodes that's just so many great moments in it. There's like that one part where Twilight hears Rarity screaming, and it's like the most over the top scream ever. It's like, ah!
Yeah.
And then like when she goes in, it's like, oh, I'm missing a thread. And I'm like, wait, you were screaming about this earlier.
That is, I think that's something that would never happen in the newer episodes.
No, that wouldn't. But it's just so. It's one of those things where it's like, if you think about it, it gets funnier. But it like, it's like you're like, wait. Yeah. You were like screaming. I'm just picturing her like, there's no ribbon. That's amazing. But anyway, so Luna Eclipsed. So that one everyone loves. And I do love Halloween episodes of stuff. And I think it starts out really strong. I'm not a big Luna fan though. I think that's a big reason why people like it, is because they're Luna fans. And I was under the impression that she would return and she'd be evil or something, but she wasn't. And
I've got a story about that. You
Yeah.
finish your thoughts on the episode, I guess. But I got a story about that.
Yeah, no, go for it. That's kind of
Okay.
I'm not a big Luna person. She's all right, but
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
When I was first watching this episode, I didn't know anything about it. This was like the first time we ever saw Luna outside of the season opener, obviously. So I watched it and I was watching it late at night, and it got to the point where Luna came in, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, Nightmare Moon's back." And then my sister, because I was a young babu at the time, my sister came in and said that we had to go to bed. And it was just the worst cliffhanger to leave off on.
Oh no.
I was like up all night going, what the fuck happens? So that was fun.
Yeah. That's God. Yeah, I get you. It's, again, it's another good episode. Like, they're good. I think generally whatever Larson touches, it's a good episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about it though. It's not something I really entertain. I would rather go to other episodes than Luna Eclipsed.
Yeah.
You know.
Show's had better spooky episodes
Yeah.
for Halloween watching, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then looking down the list here for season 2, because during this time I was also watching a bunch of the top 10 pony video lists. Yeah. And that's kind of how I was getting exposed to the fandom, because I was doing like quote unquote research. Because I'm like, what are these bronies? And I kept on like watching videos, and this is how I got a lot of the sometimes spoilers. Like, I knew like Twilight got wings before I actually watched the episode, just because of all the stuff, the videos making fun of it, and they're like, oh, what's going on? The fandom's ending. And those are a lot of fun. I highly recommend, actually, like, just to anyone, just go watch those. Start at like 2012, maybe 2011, but 2012 is like where it gets really good. And it's just, I love the mentality of sort of when people started out, because it was always just like, wouldn't it be funny if the ponies did this? And it's like, cute ponies doing like punching something, or I don't know, but it was really more about the fact of ponies, instead of what if Twilight did this, or what if but anyway, so watching season 2, I would watch an episode a day. I would just kind of save it for once a day, because I wanted to savor it a bit. And looking through these are all like fine episodes. Nothing really sticks out too much.
Secret of My Excess is one of my favorites.
Which one is that?
It's the one with Spike and he grows big.
I think that
was season 2, yeah. I'm looking through it.
That is,
there it is. That one's like, that really got me to like Spike, and it kind of made him one of my favorite characters.
Oh, okay. I think I've only seen the episode once, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's so good, Jack. I almost called you Steve. Get a better name, dude.
Wow. What? Hang on. That was alright. Yeah. So I feel like season 1, maybe in general, had better episodes, maybe, but I don't know. Like, the songs are still really good in season 2.
Yeah.
I really like the what is it? The Sweet and Elite. That's one of my favorite songs. It's like a total pop song, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's like the pony I want to be. And May the Best Pet Win. Oh, the song is so good.
Yeah.
Oh man. I do watch Hearts and Hooves Day on Valentine's. That's become
my
a
least
tradition.
favorite episode.
I like it. I like that episode. It's nice.
I don't know if it's my least favorite episode anymore. I'd remember hating it though.
Yeah.
But there might be an episode coming in the next season that I hate even more. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
But overall, I liked the season, but it's a bit overrated.
Yeah, I think so too. I think because I'm looking through these episodes, the only other like sort of standout for me, I mean, like Hurricane Fluttershy, it's basically a perfect episode, and it's really good.
Yeah.
But it's not one that I particularly like. I don't enjoy it that much, but objectively, it is a very, very, very good episode.
It could be argued that that is like one of the best of the series.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
It's not as enjoyable. I think not nowadays, at least.
Yeah. It's got some great lines. I like where Spike's like, "Wait, she got a 0.5. Isn't that like less than 1?" I
love that.
That's great. Spike was great in that. That's a good. I like it when Spike is cynical.
But Spike is always great.
Spike has some good moments in some later seasons. I did like him a bit more in later stuff. Then we get to Candlelight Wedding.
This season had... I think Candlelight Wedding might be one of the most divisive liked episodes. What I mean by that is it's a liked episode, but the people who hate it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Really...
I don't know, because I'll tell you, I was watching Game of Thrones at the same time as getting exposed to Pony. Nerd. And I watched the season 2 finale of Game of Thrones, and I watched the season 2 finale of My Little Pony on the same night, and I was really hyped about both of them. Like, I was really like excited. And Candlelight Wedding was like basically one of the first episodes that I was like, holy crap. And I was like really having so much fun watching this thing. Especially like the first part. I didn't know about changelings. It's like, she's a changeling, and I'm like, what is a changeling? What? And then it was just so cool. It's I mean, the story doesn't make sense, and it's like when you really think about what goes on, it's like, oh wait a minute. But I mean, I think the Mysterious Mr. Enter actually said it best, where it's like you can see the puppet master, but the puppet looks so good that you don't care.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's really fun. It's fun to see the ponies beat up each other. It's really dynamic, and I like the part where she's like, "You will be," and then she like sends her to hell, and it's like, oh my god, it's so good.
That scene has one of the best cliffhangers. I love that.
I like how the music just sort of like, it just like deteriorates, and the songs are good on that one. It's so good. But I think like in season 2, I think it really is. It's like it has the best combination of a great premiere and a very exciting finale. I really like the finale. And then like it has a very strong start. It's just sort of like in the middle. The episodes are just sort of good, but there's not really as many standouts as in season 1, I think. Like season 1 had some really strong standouts, and I'm like, yeah, that's fun to watch. I like that. But like Hearthwarming Eve, Apple Appreciation Day, they're good.
Hearthwarming Eve better than Luna Eclipsed. I'm a really big Christmas guy. So.
Really? Okay. I actually like Luna Eclipse more, but then again, I like Halloween more. So,
well,
I guess that's the yeah. And then we get to season 3.
Season 3.
Unless. Oh, I can tell you.
This might be where we very much this might be where we branch out the most.
All right,
until a future season. I don't know what you think of season 3, but
what do you think of season 3?
Season 3 is the most overhated season. I love season 3, and I love season 3. I especially love 2 particular episodes. One was the first episode. Well, the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
I love the Crystal Empire, and I especially love Sombra. Sombra was so hated, but when I first saw the episode, I was like, oh, people are gonna love him. Because I thought Somber was so cool. He was the coolest. He was easily probably the smartest villain at the time. And I really like that dark force, like just looming off in the distance, you know.
Yeah.
I really like that. And also, Spike saved the day.
Oh, yeah.
My boy Spike
Oh, I see. So there's a lot of
finally
personal
did
bias in
something.
this one, huh?
Oh yes, very much so.
Okay. Well, I also like season 3.
Oh, fantastic.
I think it is I think it's a little overhated for not really much reason. I mean, there's a lot of really, I mean, I don't know. There might be some like, maybe it's more like episodes that aren't so good, but I really like or really enjoy, and I don't care if they're bad. But I think there's a lot of just really fun episodes. As for the Crystal Empire, I don't like the Crystal Empire.
Oh,
I think it was wasted potential generally in a general sense. I did like the first parter. The second part was a little lacking. It was not, for me, it wasn't as strong as the first and second season's openers. And it felt a little random. It felt like, oh, here's another problem here's another like crazy thing they're shooting into. When it comes to the Crystal Empire though, I mean, the potential it's just oozing with potential. I would have really liked them to explore, because it's basically a lost city, a city that's been gone for 1,000 years, and they don't like address it too much. It's just sort of like I don't know, like I feel like they should have had like the ponies like interact with like new technology and stuff and be curious about what's been happening over the past 1,000 years. You know, it's an empire that's been gone 1,000 years. These are people who lived 1,000 years ago. You know,
yeah.
they have like family or they have like friends outside the Crystal Empire. They're all dead. What's that going to be like? So, I felt like there was a lot of potential in the Crystal Empire. And when it comes to Crystal Empire episodes, they have other problems. We'll get into those, but I feel like it's a lot of wasted potential, personally.
I see.
And that seems to be a theme, as we'll get to in later episodes, of wasted potential.
Well, I disagree. I mean,
Well,
I
okay,
kind
then.
of agree that there is wasted potential, but I don't like to look at that. That's boring to me. Wasted potential means nothing to me. It's what's in it. That's the real meat.
All right. I do tend to go to wasted potential a bit sometimes, so that is a criticism I have of a couple shows. But yeah,
But
I did like Too Many Pinkie Pies. I liked One Bad Apple. I like Magic Duel. I like Sleepless in Ponyville. Wonderbolt's Academy is okay. It's I feel like there's like just a good enough solid episodes in there that I think it's generally a good season. I think season 1's probably better. Season 2 I think is even better, but I do like season 3.
personally, season 3 had, for the longest time, my favorite episode.
Oh, yeah.
I adore Sleepless in Ponyville. It is so good, and especially because I am a Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo fan.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
big Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo fan. That I really, really loved it. But Jack, tell me, your favorite pony came back this season. What did you think of that?
So, so Trixie has always been my favorite. I liked Trixie before I watched the show. She's always been my favorite. There was like a little period after I watched her first episode that I'm like, because when I first saw her, I'm like, oh, it's that pony. That's her. And then like after that, I'm like, oh, okay, she's not that great. But then after watching, it was really like fan content that kind of got me back into her character. And it was like the song, Real Magic, that kind of made me like her again. And then Turnabout Storm made me love her forever because it really showed me the potential of her character. And just like how like it's just sort of this thing where it's like she's very I can't find the word. it's like she's
Big
hurting
Jack.
inside, and
Oh.
and it's very difficult for her to like open up to people. And so the journey of like seeing her open up to people is like what really would have made her amazing. And that's kind of what I was looking for. And then when people said, "Oh, Magic Duel, oh, she comes back," and I'm like, "Oh man, oh shit." And then I just like saw like bits and pieces of like her like in like a fight with with Twilight, and I'm like, I don't know, this is gonna be good. Because on the other hand, I also do like evil Trixie. I always pictured her. I always wanted her to be either smarter or like clever or nicer. Either or would have worked for me. And so that's why I was kind of excited for Magic Duel. When I watched it, it was a great episode. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite or anything. Even if Trixie's in it, I'm not gonna. Trixie hasn't had the best track record of episodes, but but I thought it was a fine episode. Not sure about best in the season, but it's up there. It's a contender, I think. It's well written. It's objectively really good.
Yeah. And then obviously the worst episode of the show for me, maybe.
Really?
Apple Family Reunion.
Really?
I hate Apple Family Reunion.
Why?
And I'm not entirely sure why. Just the entire time I've watched it, well, each time I've watched it about 3 times now, I am seething with anger at Applejack. And I think this made Applejack my least favorite pony.
Wow.
Except it...
And you don't know why.
I mean, she didn't actually become my least favorite pony until, my least favorite of the mains, like, a while down the road in season 6. Season 6. We'll get into that then.
Okay. I for me it was just sort of unremarkable. I don't really remember it too much. I know some people really love it, but
Yeah, it was also
Didn't do
boring,
too much for
which
me.
is a sin.
And then Magical Mystery Cure, of course.
The big change.
Was it though? I don't know. I was like,
You weren't there, Jack. You weren't there.
I wasn't. I just knew that she got wings from all these fan videos. And I don't know. I think for me, I was more I didn't mind that she got wings. What I did mind was that she got to a princess status. And what that did was it took her away from this sort of humble student thing and more into, now I'm the mentor. Which, if you're ending the series there, then that makes sense. But the show didn't end here. It's like a good 5 extra seasons after this. 5, 6 seasons. So, yeah, this is, I don't know. But like the fact that she got wings doesn't bother me. I don't really care. I mean, I prefer it if like her as a humble little unicorn trying to learn magic and trying to, being the mentee or the student, I guess. But
She couldn't
the
be a
fact that
student
she
forever.
got wings, that she physically got wings, didn't bother me.
I liked it. I really liked it. This change, and believe me, the change, just the fact that she got wings was apparently so fucking horrendous in the fandom. People hated it just because she got wings. But obviously, also, the princess bit, her becoming a princess. But I don't think she really gets, ascends to actually being a princess until next season.
Yeah. Well, this is where the Equestria Girls started, I think.
Equestria Girls.
We got so that kind of started. Which, to go over briefly about Equestria Girls, it's one of those things where it's not horrible. Like, it's not awful, and you can't universally say, oh, that's bad. We can just forget that ever happened. It's just okay. It's sort of like a lesser. Yeah, I can hear that. It's just sort of a lesser form of the show, I think. I did really like Rainbow Rocks though, and I love the songs in Rainbow Rocks.
Equestria Girls was, when Equestria Girls was coming out, it was difficult to gauge what the fandom hated more, Twilight Getting Wings or the actual Equestria Girls movie.
Yeah.
And I think eventually the Equestria Girls movie edged out the hate a bit, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, the first Equestria Girls I thought was boring, but it did give me my favorite character. But she doesn't become my favorite character until 2 movies down the road. So,
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
but
Yeah. She
I will
did grow.
be
She grew a
forever
lot.
in its debt.
Yeah. Yeah. Sunset did grow a lot
Yeah,
over the course of that series. I began to really like her in the second movie. The first movie I was like, oh, kind of one note. Okay, this is another random villain. But they really turned her into something special.
she
in later
sucks
stuff, so.
as a villain, but she ascended, and I'm sure we'll get to that later on. But
So then we get to season 4, which looks like it's getting some good like views. It got a lot more views than its previous seasons. This is the first time where I'm like, the season premiere was really not on par with the other ones. Definitely not season 2's one, and not season 3's. I don't think. I don't think there was anything super wrong with it. It was just sort of meh. And it was kind of around this time that because this is 2013 to 14, so this is about the time that I would have been getting into the show, and I would have been actually watching episodes. I think it was probably about the Rarity Takes Manhattan was the first one that I went and actually watched live, and like on the TV, and like was actually there and watching it when it came out.
nice.
So this season, I'm looking at the stuff. Season 4, I don't look too fondly on, personally. It ain't easy being breezy. This is like, I liked ones like Testing 1 2 3. I see. So this is where we have Equestria games, I think. That's probably the biggest thing of here, and
That might be the most divisive.
Oh man, yeah. You want to talk about this one?
I love it. It is one of my favorite Spike episodes. Like, I hated the entire Equestria Games arc. I didn't particularly hate the episodes, but I thought the arc was boring. I didn't want to see the actual games. I never cared.
And that's why you like it.
When it became a Spike episode, and he got like this really, I thought, interesting dilemma in the episode. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. But Jack, tell me, why do you go like this?
All right, so they set up the Equestria games, have a couple episodes that are dedicated to it. All right, I think there's probably the one really good episode where it's Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo, and it really deals with Scootaloo not being able to fly, which I thought was great. That's a great episode. But going back to the games, so they were setting this up a lot, and I know you probably know what I'm going to say, but it's like they get to that episode and it's like just the backdrop. What I would have done is have a 4-part finale all about the Equestria games. And you follow just different ponies and stuff, and you follow something like Dash, and you play it out like how Pokemon did in their first season, where it's like, and you know, Dash is doing the stuff, and then she does like the big race or something, and she loses, and then it's all about dealing with like losing or something like that. But I would have like made a whole thing really epic, bring back a bunch of ponies and do like tons of Olympic type stuff and really make it like a special thing. That's how I wanted to. That's how I would have wanted to see it go. A 2-parter would have been okay. I would have been fine, or a 3-parter that would have been fine. But it was just so much. Again, it's one of those things. It's like it's so much wasted potential. They just set this thing up and then they don't do anything with it.
Now I get that, Jack.
So that's,
But
you know,
I have a problem with the haters of this episode. They never fucking talk about the episode.
I mean, it's an okay episode. It's about, Spike. It's about Spike.
Yes, and we can all agree Spike is amazing.
You know, I mean, if you're looking at it from an episode standpoint and not taking into account like the extreme wasted potential, I mean, it's an okay episode. It's not a bad episode. It's just so broken in what it could have been. But that is a fair point, because that's, I think, pretty much 90% of everyone's criticism is it wasn't what was set up. It's like when Cthulhu gets killed by a ship. It's like you build him up, and then someone rams him with a ship. You're like, okay.
Oh, Ursula.
Yeah. There were some characters. So Maud Pie was introduced this season.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then For Whom Sweetie Belle Toils, I did really like at the time.
It was good.
Yeah. There's so season 4, I think, for me, it might be the weakest season. Well, no, I can't say that now. But for a long time, this was sort of this was like my least favorite season, because there weren't that many standout episodes. The premiere wasn't that good, and then the finale. I know Atomic loves the finale a lot. I find it okay. There's the cool fight scene at the end, which is cool. It's nice. It's a fun finale, but it's just sort of it's okay. I don't know. I wasn't as invested in it as other finales. It wasn't as exciting. And then I was also really bummed about her tree getting destroyed. That's probably what I was thinking about after that happened, and so maybe that distracted me in the episode. I was like, no, the iconic tree. That's what they had to sleep over. Oh, it's gone now. Damn it.
They had a sleepover there. How could they?
Why did they do that to the tree? It's so iconic. Oh, and it's gone. I was really bummed out the tree. That's the old oak library. It's no more.
Sorry, did you just call it Old Oak?
Yeah, isn't that what it's called?
It's Golden Oak.
Oh, Golden
Are you
Oak.
sure you like the tree?
Well, yes. Well, it hasn't been in the show for a while, so I don't know. It's been gone for so long.
Insane how that is. It left the show over halfway. Not over halfway. Under halfway through. The tree has been dead for so long.
Yeah.
I think this episode has the highest body count of any My Little Pony episodes. Because there were a lot of bees that were fucking annihilated in that tree.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah. So then season 5. So season 4, I was still really in love with the show at the time, but season 4 was like, oh, it's kind of lackluster. Oh, the other seasons were better. And this is about the time that I was 2014. Yeah. So by the end of this year, I had started Scootertrix, and it was still a huge part of my life. It was all the videos I watched and everything. And then season 5 finally comes out, and I love the cutie map. It's so...
The cutie map is great.
Good. It's it just takes another spin. It's a very engaging episode because it's different. There's kind of a mystery in the beginning. You're like, why is everyone like this? And it's off-putting. It's I like the colors in it. It's just it's a very good opener, and it was much better than the season 4 opener.
I agree.
Yeah. And then I guess
us to Starlight.
Yeah, Starlight, who
I
really like.
Little did we know Starlight would become a fucking huge part of the show.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was very interesting how she came about and everything. I mean, I thought she was just kind of a one-note villain. It was nice that she didn't get redeemed at the end of the episode. So I was like, okay, so she's still kind of out there. That's nice. nice change of pace. It was just nice. It was a nice change of pace. We hadn't really seen the ponies in this situation before. It was very refreshing. And I think the writers did a great job with that episode.
Yeah.
Then we have Castle Sweet Castle.
This season has one of my favorite episodes. Again.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm looking through the episode. I really like the music on The Lost Treasure of Griffinstone. A lot of these were sort of like Appaloosa's most one I did not like. But
that one wasn't great.
A lot of these, again, it's like kind of solid episodes, and then Slice of Life happened.
Oh, Slice of Life.
The
biggest fucking episode.
So I know like some people don't like this one. I love it just because we know it's a pandering episode. We know there's no story. It doesn't matter. It's the final episode. It's a huge thank you to everyone, and and it's just like throwing everything at the wall. And it's great. It's great. I don't care if the story is simple or anything. It's fine. It's a great 100th episode. Well done.
It's just stupid, and I think we need more just stupid.
It's great. Yeah, you get to see the ponies in town more, which is nice. This is something I kind of wanted to see more of. Was more of the ponies in.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Is Princess Spike? Is that your favorite?
What? Fuck no.
What? Huh?
The best episode in this season. Thanks for the memories. I'll fucking die with that episode.
That was your favorite?
Yeah. I love stories that can make me cry, and that to this day is the second episode that has made me cry. The other one being Crystal Empire, which I forgot to talk about.
Oh, do you want to go talk about that one?
Yeah. Crystal Empire had this moment with Twilight and Spike. It was the door scene.
Yeah.
I fucking...
okay.
That scene.
Okay.
So good. But
Yeah,
thanks
I
for the
gotcha.
memories. Second episode to make me cry. Hasn't been one since.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought Tanks the Memories. I think it was a solid episode. And then I forgot to talk about Make New Friends and Keep Discord. That was like one of the best ones of it's kind of like overlooked now, but that was a really good episode. It's one of the best of season 5. It's so fun, and it's like Discord done properly. That was just it's again really fun. They brought back a lot of stuff like the smooths and everything. This season was it was a breath of fresh air from season 4, I thought. And then and then came Party Pooped. So it was Nick Confalone's first one. Hated this one. I really I felt depressed after watching this episode. I hated the ever loving crap out of this one. I don't know why. It was just so... I don't know why I hated it so much. It was just so bad. And like, oh my god, what's the show coming to? This sucks.
Party Pooped, I thought it was... I didn't think it was good, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I think if I watch it now, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Most of the bad episodes, that's just like my reaction.
The Yaks, a general rule of thumb the Yaks are not great episodes, but they do have some good ones here and there. Then Amending Fences. Go ahead.
I think the X can have fun characters and fun gags, but Party Poop did not do them justice.
Yeah. Then Amending Fences, who
is this
features...
Larson's last episode?
No, he has like a couple. I mean, I don't know anymore.
Apparently he did something with Rarity Investigates.
He did. Oh, well, okay, yeah. I'm not sure if this is his last sole one, but he definitely worked on other episodes for sure.
Yeah.
Like in season 8, I think he even did one. But okay, so Amending Fences. This features like my second favorite character, Colgate or Minuet. I love how she's written. I love like
your blue unicorns.
Looking, yeah, it's weird. I'm not
Twilights.
a unicorn person either, but I just love how like they do focus on like sort of the background characters a bit, and I like how they brought in like stuff from earlier episodes, and it's just such a fun episode, and it's so different. It's it's a great episode. Larson's so good. He's so good at these.
May he rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. I like how he tweeted, it's like, hey guys, I'm on for season 10. And it's like, I like how he said, oh, what, too soon? I'm like, you're too late. You freaking should have come in a bit earlier there.
Yeah.
Let's see. The princess, that one was okay.
Some people, the people who hate it, really hate it. But
yeah.
I think it's fine.
Then Scaremaster,
Spooky.
that was fun. I watched that on, I believe, I actually watched that one early, I think.
Yeah, it did.
Like someone had given me a
early.
leaked one, and that was, and I did that for the Brony Club. It was like October 1st. We were watching the Halloween Pony episode, and that was where I met the one artist who did the Scootertrix logo and all the the
Really?
paint stuff. He was the only guy who showed up to the meeting. And we got to talking. I'm like, oh, you do art? And he's like, yeah. And he showed me stuff. I'm like, holy, whoa, you're so good. I'd be down to, work with you, hire you to do stuff. And so that's how we met.
That's awesome.
Was from that episode. Episode was okay.
I think it's a better spooky Halloween episode than
That's fair. I like the costumes. That was
yeah.
They
ramped up the costumes. And we didn't talk about Rainbow Rocks, did we?
Not too much. We kind of touched on it. Yeah, your thoughts?
We mentioned it briefly. I love Rainbow Rocks. Rainbow Rocks is great.
I like it. It's not like a great movie or anything, but I do like it.
And it was the start of something glorious with Sunset.
It was a Sunset movie, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I love all the songs. I can't say that about many movies or anything. It's like I love all the songs. I would listen to all the songs on a playlist. You know, when after I watched the movie, I'm like, wow, man, these are really good.
Yeah, it had some great songs. And the ending battle.
Oh yeah.
Aside from the clothes, great.
Oh my god.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I suppose we should talk about Crusaders of the Lost Mark as well.
Oh yeah, that thing happened this season.
This one I feel is really overrated. I know, I didn't see them getting their marks coming, but for me, I'm a pacing guy. So when I see an episode that has a lot of songs in it, I'm like, okay, the story's gonna be very simple, and there's not gonna be much. It's just gonna be a bunch of songs, and I don't remember any of the songs. And when they got their cutie marks, it was like, oh, whoa, wow, they actually got their cutie marks.
I was spoiled.
That's kind of interesting. Oh, see, I'm not spoiled at anything. I've been very lucky with the show, so I get everything full blast.
You are such a lucky bastard.
I am. I got spoiled with the not important stuff in the beginning, but that's because I watched top 10 lists all the time. It's the wings.
Crusader of Lost Marks for me, I really do enjoy, but it's probably only in the top 10 at best of the season.
Yeah,
I really like the season though.
That's probably fair, but I think it's a bit overrated. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's such a great episode." I'm like, I don't know about that. It's okay.
And the one where
I
Pinkie
like
Pie knows.
Silver Spoon's just annihilating Diamond Tiara there. That was fun.
I liked it,
that.
but Silver Spoon's as big of an asshole as Diamond Tiara.
Kinda, yeah.
She only turned around on Diamond Tiara when she was getting, got by Diamond Tiara, and Silver Spoon's my least favorite character. I don't like her. And also the one where Pinkie Pie knows, which is the next episode, I fucking adore. It is the funniest episode, if you ask me.
Oh yeah. It was okay for me. I was like, oh, it's okay.
Well,
GM Burrow. I don't know.
Barrow.
After that, then we have the cutie remark, which I like the concept a lot, and I think they did. I think, this is Josh. Is that Josh Haber's first? He did other ones, right? Oh, he did Bloom. Oh, he did a couple others.
Before.
This is where Haber starts to get his hands really into the show, I think, a bit at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's a fine finale.
It's pretty good.
Starlight's thing is really weak, but it's not like, I don't know. It is what it is. But I did really enjoy the concept of the time travel and all the different realities, and seeing like how the ponies and Sombra and Chrysalis and all that stuff. And that was really fun.
I used to think this was like the greatest episode. I loved this episode. But over time, I'm like, well, it did have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
The Starlight thing.
Yeah. So overall, like, this season, I thought it was better than season 4 for me. We're at the point now that it's like, I don't think it had the original charm of the show, but there was still like enough like good episodes that I was really enjoying it, and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen next? So I think by this point, original show was sort of had passed, but it was still a lot of fun. There were a lot of great ideas going in. There were still like character flaws and stuff. So yeah.
And also during the wait for this was like the longest wait we've ever had.
Yeah.
Over a year passed between season 4 and 5. And that was just killer. That hurt.
Yeah. Well, I think I was getting into Steven Universe at that point, so I was a bit distracted.
I had a few years to get to Steven Universe.
Yeah.
So. But next up, Equestria Girls.
Oh, Equestria Girls. Which one?
It was the Friendship Games. Which I loved, particularly because of Sunset.
See, I'm not a big fan of the Equestria Games. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
fine.
like a big Sunset fan. I mean, I like her, but it's like when it comes to the Equestria Girls movies, the only one I really do like is Rainbow Rocks, and then after that, it's just sort of like, meh. Oh, that's kind of neat, Like the third and fourth movie, I was just like, oh, okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, personally, like, I am a big Sunset Shimmer fan, so.
Yeah, so you gotta, No,
so
I get
fuck you. But season 6.
So season 6 has a horrible start. You have the crystalline part 1 and 2. And this is where we start getting into the Crystal Empire episodes. So Crystal Empire episodes have a couple major problems with them. One is their exposition train scenes. There are way too many scenes where they're on the train talking about why they're going to the Crystal Empire. And then when they get there, it's just like not interesting. There's always like just a storm of some sort, or it's just not. I don't like them. Nothing, because they take so much time explaining why they have to go there, and then they're there, and then there's like nothing. There's just nothing. I don't know. Nothing like really fun happens. So whenever it's a Crystal Empire episode, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
But the Crystalling, not the best. Like I was kind of in denial that I didn't like it when it first aired. I was like, no, a season can't air poorly.
Yeah. Is not a good opener.
I think
so. Haber was sort of like very mixed with me at that point. I was like, oh.
People freaked out with Flurry Heart way too much, though.
Yeah, I know Chris hates Flurry Heart.
Oh, Chris.
Chris.
But Chris likes Luna, so whatever.
Yeah.
And Gift of the Mud Pie.
I didn't like that one that much. Yeah, this is the Fox brothers where they make their debut. Not my favorite writers. They got better in later seasons, but man, they are very hit or miss, and they
Michael P. Fox
miss a lot. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
The Gift of the Mud Pie. It's
okay,
very important to me.
Oh yeah.
It made me love Rarity. Before this, I hated Rarity. I did not like Rarity at all.
What? Wait. What?
I mean, I admit that she had good episodes, but I wasn't a fan of her until this episode.
Man, I was sold on her in season 1 was Rarity season, so I was sold on her then, because she had like 2 really great episodes that really made her a strong, like, a really interesting character, and just really fun to watch. Like, I love how overdramatic she gets.
I don't know. I was like 12
Yeah.
at the time, so yeah, I was obviously trying to be a big manly man. So maybe if I do go back and watch Rarity episodes, I'll be like, oh, it's actually fine. She's fine.
She's fun to
But
watch.
it wasn't until Gift of the Mud Pie where I was really like, oh shit, yeah, she's good. I like her.
Yeah.
Especially her interactions with Pinkie Pie. Rare Pie is my OTP, aside from Derpy Flash.
I see. Okay.
Derpy Flash is the best.
Derpy Flash.
Got a problem with Derpy Flash, buddy?
No.
I'm just fighting words. If you don't like Derpy Flash, I'm
Kind
sorry.
of a weird combo, but that's.
Anyway, season 6.
All right, so yeah, and then the On Your Marks wasn't that great either, so I was like really like disheartened. And then I got the word. I saw the trailer for it, and it was the perfect trailer. It was like Starlight runs into the room. She's like, Twilight, I made a new friend. Wow, that's great. It's like, she's great. That's great. She's powerful. Powerful. And then it shows Trixie in her signature hat, and she does her little smirk, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, baby.
This is and I was so excited. And then I saw who was writing it. And I'm like, no! It's Nick Confalone, the guy who wrote my least favorite episode of the last season. No! Not Why? Why couldn't
Oh,
it be
you're
like
such a whiner.
damn it. But I watched it live anyway. And it was instantly like one of the best episodes. Like, it was instant. Oh, I forgot to talk about Gauntlet of Fire. I'll talk about that in a second. But it was like No Second Prances. So freaking good. It's so good. And then this is where Confalone was like, he just had a bad start. And like after that, he just did amazing stuff. And it was really just like a slow start. But man, and No Second Prances, great outing for Trixie. I would say at the time it was her best outing, actually. Yeah. Even more than the Magic Duel. It was because you actually got to see her character more, and you got to see more into her mind, and it was good. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. Your thoughts on we'll go back to Gauntlet of Fire in a second here.
No Second Prances, I thought, was a brilliant reintroduction to Trixie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fucking perfect. Starlight and Trixie. Best pair you could ever have.
It's so good. I ship them. I love the Star Tricks.
I don't deny. I might dabble in the Star Tricks myself.
I don't ship, but Star Tricks, that's what I buy tickets for to go on. So Gauntlet of Fire. So Gauntlet of Fire was like the first episode that I really liked. And this was like, it was really good. I loved Ember, and I love the progression of the story. Because at first I'm like, oh, they have to just go into a volcano. But then they have like all these like traps and stuff and all sorts of things flying around. I'm like, whoa, this is a really fun episode. And it was good. There was like one piece of dialogue that kind of annoyed me, but that was it. That was like the first one that I'm like, man, this is great.
I thought it was awful.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm kidding. I love this episode.
I know some people don't like it, but okay, good.
Really? I don't think I've seen a single person dislike it. Aside from someone who like dislikes everything, but
I think once or twice I looked at like top 10 lists and people like had it like in the lower tiers or something. Or they're like, oh, it's predictable, or I don't know. Whatever. They don't know the terms.
Spike becoming the Dragon Lord, if just for a second, and then giving it up to Ember. That was like fucking top tier Spike. Like, if I didn't love Spike before, that would have made me love Spike.
Oh, you loved him now, yeah.
But I loved him before, so.
All right. I don't really remember Newbie Dash. Is that where she becomes the Wonderbolt?
Yeah. A lot of people hated it. Some people liked it.
It's okay.
I was indifferent. I thought it was all right.
Hearthswarming. Is this Michael Vogel's first episode?
Heck. Might be.
If it is, okay, so let's talk about Vogel for a second. So Vogel is a really solid writer. He's never made anything like really amazing, I don't think, but like I've said this to people before, but I would have him on like the team. Like just to make like solid episodes. Like Hearthwarming, not amazing. I didn't like it too much, but I mean, it's not bad. It's a good episode.
I thought Hearthwarming.
If you say it's good,
fantastic.
I'll take it. It's like, yeah.
But I love A Christmas Carol. It's one of my favorite books. So
yeah,
and obviously Christmas nerd.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm learning so much about you. This.
I really
Saddle
am
Row
fascinating.
review.
Yes, go.
That was great.
Yes.
Confalone went from good to great, like in this season. It was just like that. Like Saddle Row was so good. It was so different. It was like it's so like just how the story was told and how the pacing went. It was so good. Like he's so good.
I watched that. This was before I watched like Parks and Recreation, which is one of my favorite live action TV shows.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And then I watched Parks and Recreation, and I'm like, oh shit, Saddle Row Review is amazing.
It's basically yeah. It's so. I need to watch that one again. I think I haven't watched it that much, but I was like, wow, this is actually shaping up to be a pretty good. Like there's 3 stellar. Like it has a rough start, but there's 3 stellar episodes. That's more than season 4 had. So it's like, okay, we'll see how this goes.
And then Hurdy-Dur.
Applejack's Day. See, Michael, these the Fox brothers. I don't like them. Flutter Brother, I did like.
Oh, yeah.
I know people didn't like it. I liked that one.
Yeah,
I thought it was a fine episode. Spice Up Your Life, another Vogel. See, it's okay. You know, it's not amazing, but it's good. Yeah. And then Stranger Than Fan Fiction. So I talked about how Vogel never made anything amazing. I kind of lied. So basically, whenever Haber and Vogel team up, they make like the best episodes. Stranger Than Fan Fiction is so good. Oh, man, that's might be.
We didn't talk about the big daring do twist back in season 4.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, yeah.
But
see, I don't even.
I like that twist a lot.
Oh, that she was.
A lot of people hated it, but I liked it.
I didn't know how to feel about it. I think like when I first watched her debut, I was like, oh, that's kind of sad that she's not real. But then when she was real, I was like, I don't know. I kind of liked it when she was a book, but like, so I don't know. I honestly, it's not super. It's not like, I don't know. Daring Do episodes are sort of. I know they're going to be Dash centric. I don't know. I never got excited for them so much, but they're kind of hit or miss, and this is like one of the hits. This is again one of the best episodes. Oh my god.
Rainbow Dash is my favorite pony, and I love her seeing I love seeing her freaking out over Daring Do. And this is probably the best Daring Do episode.
It is, hands down.
Yeah.
It's so
and it had Pat Oswald. And
yeah.
That was pretty good.
It's so fun. See that? Yeah, this is where I was like, wow, they're knocking these are like some of the best episodes I've ever seen of the show. So I had like high hopes at this point.
And then the cart before the ponies.
Yeah, then you have some, mediocre, not so great ones, and then, and then the times they are.
I like 28 Pranks Later. That was pretty creepy.
You do. I liked it at the time, but I see the problems with it now, and so I don't like it as much. But
I like it whenever they go into horror. Any creepy thing in the show, I love. But I can't say it is an actual good episode.
Yeah.
But the last 7 minutes, I liked.
I liked. Yeah, I get that. I really like how Dash says it's like, no, you can't eat those. They're making you sick. And it's like that's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Because it's like she's not like you're dying. It's like they're making you sick, and it's like such a pony thing to say. I don't know.
Well, they don't die. No one dies in this show. They get destroyed.
I think they have fake. They had a funeral in one episode, like in the background, and I'm like, I think that maybe a bit of fake funeral. Like freaking, no one dies.
Death obviously happens. we've seen like skeletons and shit before.
Yeah. And
But
guillotines and stuff. Yeah. Times they are changeling. I hated. I did not like this episode. It was awful. It's like I knew from the start. I was going to hate it because they were doing this very elongated bit on a train to the Crystal Empire with exposition. You know, I was like, oh crap, it's a Crystal Empire episode, and I'm going to say it's a Spike episode. Spike episodes tend to not be that great.
Jack, you can go
Not
kill
gonna
yourself.
Lie. Okay, let's just be honest here.
No.
I can't hold it in anymore. So I did not have high hopes for this one at all. And then they do, like, it's just, there's no, like, I was excited for the fact that, oh, there's a changeling. And I thought, again, this is going into my so much potential area. That's probably not a good, like, criticism mechanism, because I oftentimes don't like episodes because it's like, I think they're going to go somewhere, but they don't. But I would have liked to have something like a Peridot situation, where the ponies, like, capture a changeling, or a changeling goes to their place or something. And and then it's just, like, this interesting difference of worlds, you know? And slowly the changeling, like, trusts the ponies more. You know, it's like one of those things. You kind of, you know, build it out a little bit. But no, they don't. And then I hate the song. The song implies that all changelings are bad, and I don't like it. I don't like this episode. But of course you loved it. Yeah, that's what.
I didn't love it, but
Yeah.
like I liked Spike's character through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the sort of, oh shit, I have a secret that
Here we
could
go
totally
again.
fucking completely ruin my reputation. I liked how they handled that.
Yeah.
But I get why people dislike it. It's not like, say, the Equestria games. Dungeons and Discords, though.
I'll be honest. It's good, but not something I was super interested in.
It got me into Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow. Okay.
I thought that was, like, interesting. And because of this, I was like, okay, I'll watch The Adventure Zone. And, yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
But, Jack, we should totally play Dungeons and Dragons sometime. Buckball season was okay.
Excuse me. I think it was an okay episode, but I really liked the concept of Buckball, and I thought it was a fun episode. So I did like that one while watching it. And then they made snails cool, which was not something I expected.
I forgot about that. Snails, he became,
what
just for this episode, one of my favorite characters. And then he goes back to being just all right.
Whoa. Okay, wow, this guy.
I mean, it's better than what he was before, but...
A couple of weird ones. Fox Brothers again. They strike again with PPOV, one of the worst episodes of the season. God damn it.
It was whatever.
They get better, but man, it's just episode after episode was just miss. A couple episodes, and then Top Bolt. I love Top Bolt. That was one of my favorite episodes of the season. I love what's her face, Vapor Trail.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she was so cute. And like the episode itself was just fun. It was good. It was a good episode. I liked it.
It's a top-notch one. That's for
Top-notch episode. One of the best. And then we get to Where and Back again. So, another Haber and Vogel episode. Now, I didn't know anything going into this episode. I had no idea. So I'm watching it, and I'm watching the first part, and I'm like, wow, the pacing's kind of nice. There's like not much happening. This is kind of nice. There's like no like thing going on. And then like when the ponies were acting weird, I did not know that they were changelings. I thought it was what my thought was. It was like the ponies. It was almost as if like the ponies had been warped back in time or something. And it's like they came back to the village, and like it was before, because they all acted like they would, except they just didn't know who Starlight was. And so that was what I was thinking at the time. And I was like, this is really weird. What's going on? And then it was literally right before Luna said it that I'm like, oh, wait, they're changelings. Oh,
Oh
okay.
shit! Now it makes sense.
And then like, okay, and then I have to talk about Trixie. This is Trixie's best outing ever. She does everything right in this episode. She's
Yeah.
snarky at the best times. She's like a good friend at the best times. She's freaking like, she's like, the Kathleen Barr does great deliveries with like her like being woken up and like her little "Who are you?" or like what was that one line? It's like, "They might hear you," or something like that.
I can't remember.
It's like, "You might be one of them. One of who?" or something like that. I don't know. It was like so good. She's so good. Like she boops like Twilight's nose. Is like, "Oh, thank you for saying that she should go with her best friend." Bam! Does that thing where she has the cute look where she's got her backpack, and then like freaking like she's like handed out like laying down like little backhanded comments. It's like, wow, I'm not as impressed with your friends as the rest of Equestria is. I have a whole list of problems with your friends. It's like, so damn it.
Yeah.
She was so good in that one. And then it's like, then Thorax shows up. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. It's like, oh, this is getting like really interesting. And then Discord shows up. His tail slides into this thing, and I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? And like, and then it ends with him like looking at like the changeling hive, and I was freaking out. I woke up my roommate. He was like, Jack, what are you doing? And because I'm freaking out so much, and I guess you can tell because I'm like getting.
You're such
I
a
guess
nerd.
flustered here, but it was like, oh my god, it was so good. I was so scared that the next episode wouldn't be that good that I actually waited a week before watching the next part. But man, because I was not spoiled on anything, everything came at me like how it should have been, and I was like, oh my god, it's so good. The pacing was perfect. How everything fell into place was so good.
I wish
Oh.
I thought that.
No, what did you think? No.
Oh, I actually really loved it. But
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you keep getting me. Damn. All right. I'm so gullible. Oof.
but I was spoiled, sadly. So I didn't have that fucking hype.
I'm sorry.
I knew who was surrounding, and I knew that the changelings were behind it all.
That's cruel.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But it's a great episode.
I think I had seen like a thumbnail with like Trixie, Discord, and Chrysalis or something in the same shot or something like that, and I'm like, oh, that's not real. Because it was so ridiculous. Because it's like that would never happen. But then after watching the episode, I'm like, wait, that was real. So then we get to part 2. Again, Trixie just like hammering into Discord. I freaking love that. And it was, for the most part, really well done. The pacing, again, was really good. They spent like not that much time in the caverns itself, but it felt like a while. And that was just because I remember looking at like the midpoint of the episode, she's already in the throne room, and I'm like, whoa, this is like superior pacing here. Wow, that's great. And I enjoyed, the only thing that kind of got me was the fact that all the changelings changed into the weird things. And then later, when I realized that was all of the changelings, that really hurts. But at the time when watching that, I thought it was like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's good. It's fine. That was the only like first part was better, but the second part did a really good job at holding it up. Like Discord and the Fluttershies was really well done. You know, Trixie's, I'm not sure what Trixie's sacrifice was for, but whatever. She did something noble. Whatever. I don't care. But it was so, I love, that's one of my favorite finales. It's like a battle between that one and the first one. Just because of how hyped. I had not been this hyped since the season 2 finale. I had not been that excited and like, I was off the walls.
It's
and I was
definitely
like, yeah.
I like Happy Jack. Happy Jack's fun.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know. What were your thoughts in the second part?
I thought it was fantastic. I know that, like, same thing that I say every time, but a lot of people fucking hated the new changeling designs, and I'm like, they're fine. I don't like them as much as the old Changeling designs, but it's like
Yeah,
I didn't mind. I didn't care.
that was
They were
my
the closest
thoughts.
thing to deer
Yeah.
we were gonna have in the show. So,
Close thing.
or at
They
least
did show
talking deer.
Yeah, not sentient deer. They have reindeer, apparently. I'm like, oh, okay. Just throw
Oh
that
yeah,
in there.
that
All
was
right.
fun.
Yeah, I forgot about them, didn't you? This,
I love that
Um,
special.
it's just
Yeah, I forgot about
reindeer.
that.
Okay, yeah. But overall, like season 6, much better than season 5, and like annihilated season 4 for me. Just because like there were so many like really good episodes in this one, and it was
Yeah.
another breath of fresh air, just like season 5. So I was like hyped. I'm like, wow, they like came back here. You know, it's not. You know, again, it's not. It's a different show from what it was, but it's good in a different way. You know. And like with the
then
promises of like now Trixie might be like a major character now, kind of, because she's with Starlight. She just saved the planet a bit, so okay, might have some stuff here. So lots of high hopes for that.
and now season 7. And
So
this could be where we diverge in
another
opinion.
diversion. So I really like the writers Joanna Lewis and Christian Sonko. They're not perfect all the time, but they generally do really good episodes, and I really like what they do.
Yeah. Good.
Celestial Device, I found was a fun episode. It's kind of weird that it wasn't a 2-parter, but that's at the same time I'm like, we just had a giant finale. It's fine. I you know, we can have a non-premiere, and
Yeah.
I would be fine with that. All Bottled Up really annoyed me when I first saw it, and this kind of starts the big problems with Trixie's character, I think, because she does a lot of cute things in it, but it's sort of, you can take it either two ways. Either Trixie's really mean or she's really incompetent, and neither are good things. That's not a good choice that you have to do.
I
And
like
in the
incompetent
end,
Trixie.
and in the end, it's like, it was just like, because I thought she was just doing it and then she just didn't care, but apparently she just didn't know that Starlight was hurt, which, ugh. And that really kind of hurt me a bit, and I did not like All Bottled Up. I like the song a lot. I love the song, and I like some of the gags. It's like you keep on doing something to my dark past. It's like, I didn't know you had one, Granny Smith. I'm sorry. And it's great. But this is like starting up that whole Trixie is incompetent, and they keep on hitting that a lot, which hurts because I don't want her to be incompetent. Again,
you poor
either
baby.
nicer or clever, but they don't go with either. They just make her dumber and dumber and not very considerate. It's just A Flurry of Emotions did make me forgive Flurry Heart, though. I
saw a lot of people go and like a lot of people who fucking hated Flurry Heart go, "Aw." And frankly, I always liked Flurry Heart. So I went, "Aw" times 2.
I really appreciated how they made her, like, she does this thing in the Cakes thing where the two twins are fighting over a toy, and she like, in order to make them stop fighting, she like tears the toy in half and gives it to both of them. And that's so, like, one, that's what a kid would actually do, because I've worked with children, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of like the logic they would go by. I like how it's sort of, she understands that they have a problem, and it's like she's a very mature like little kid. Like that's, like that's like a couple levels on the development chain there. But it's, I don't know. I really liked how she tried to help them, but it didn't work. Like, it was the wrong way to go about it, but it was just so kid-like. And I really enjoyed that. And it definitely gave character to her. And she wasn't just a baby. She actually had a bit of character in there. So I really liked how they did that. The episode as a whole was good. Nothing too special, but I really liked, like, they turned my opinion around on Flurry for that.
Yay.
We have a couple like sort of fine episodes.
Rock Solid Friendship I really liked because Maud and Starlight's and Pinky's interaction with Maud. I loved. I'm a big Family Guy as well, so Family Guy. Big into family. Any family interactions, I'm like yes. So
yeah. Then we have like a couple like sort of so episodes a bit. Another Fox Brothers with Philly.
I thought that one was good.
I didn't like it.
Oh,
a royal.
Writing. Honestly, Jack. Yes, go on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I keep talking over you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't have much. Not about these, anyways. A royal problem, though.
Oh yeah, a royal problem. I liked more at the time I watched it. And that was more specifically for the Starlight angle, the Starlight and Twilight angle, rather than Daymare Star or whatever her name was. I wasn't really into that, and because it was all like a dream, I didn't. Was like okay, but I thought it was generally a fine episode.
I enjoyed it. Again, Family Guy. The sister interaction was fucking good.
Yeah. Okay. Not asking for trouble. Oh, sorry.
Yes. I just like I prefer the sister aspect of Princess Celestia and Luna more than I actually enjoy anything else that they've done. Yeah. Because I've never cared. I've never cared how powerful they were. And clearly they're not super powerful. I mean, Celestia is old as fuck, so I could forgive her. But Luna had a 1,000-year nap.
Yeah.
So whenever they get defeated, that's my personal stance on that.
Yeah.
Which we haven't talked about, I'm surprised.
I guess it is, yeah. So this is kind of the point where they're starting to explore the princesses more. And it's not directions that I liked at all. I really... Celestia's best season was season 1. And I really liked how she was sort of like a motherly figure. And just sort of like... I really liked how she was just sort of like wanted to kind of have fun, basically.
Yeah.
But it was like in sort of little ways. Like she was like, oh, the ponies are just being silly, you know? And like she liked to like kind of mess with them a bit. Like she was sort of above it all a little bit, you know? But the more we see her in seasons, it just shows that she's just kind of an idiot. And the same kind of thing with Luna. It's just, there's just sort of, they're like normal ponies, except they control the moon and the sun. And they're not very competent. Like, they're kind of almost down to the Trixie levels of competency, which is not a good place to be. So,
I get that, but I disagree. I think, like, all the ponies, all of them, I don't care which pony, they're all shown to be varying, albeit, levels of incompetent. They're all
except,
idiots.
I don't know, Starlight's pretty competent.
Starlight's competent.
Sunset's pretty
but
competent.
Sunset's not a pony, you see. That's where I gotcha.
Well, technically,
but we never actually see her.
Yeah, we do in the movie. We see her in the movie.
Barely.
She's a pony. Okay.
And also, that was her most incompetent film.
Well, we do, but yeah.
They all have the collective intelligence of a cheese grater.
Same thing. Okay, whatever. Just the same person.
Is she though? Let's really think about that.
Yes, she went into the from the mirror to the human world. She's a pony. That's her. That's her character.
I think that she grew smarter in the human world.
What? Because she's a human and humans are smarter than ponies?
Well, A, yes. B, I mean, clearly, she's not as incompetent as any of the horses in the show.
I don't know about that.
All right, let's get away from that.
Okay. So not asking for trouble was like the first Yak episode that I really liked, and Mei-chan does really good stuff. I like her as well.
Yeah.
As a writer, and that one, it was just sort of, they just threw in a moral at the end for like just a random reason. I'm like, okay, whatever. But other than that, the episode was really good.
That was a good one.
And then the Fox brothers come in, and they make an amazing episode.
Oh, thank
my God. They come in, and it's like, whoa. Wow, this is amazing.
Brawl you
Fox
because I
brothers.
thought you were going to dislike this episode.
Whoa. See, I said they do hits and misses, and this is one of their hits, and they hit very well. And
they did amazing on it.
It was just a nice concept. You don't like, I hadn't seen it before. A nice exploration of Discord. I like, and it was fun. It's a fun watch. Like it has all the elements that I like in an episode.
Yeah.
But and it's a shame that it was overshadowed by The Perfect Pair. Another Joanna Lewis and Christian Sonko one.
Perfect Pair.
Which was
best episode of the season.
Arguably best episode of the season.
Like,
really
probably
mature.
objectively the best episode of the series.
What? I don't know about that.
I'd say objectively, not personally.
It's good. Well, I'll have to think about that. I don't know. There's maybe.
The emotions were just really strong. And you know what? I'm really glad that we never got a definitive answer of what happened to him.
Yeah. That's good.
A lot of people dislike that, but I'm like, yeah, but it's for little
fine.
girls.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It that's not the point of it though. Either. Yeah. The point is not how do they die. It's how do they get together. That was the story.
Yeah.
I do find it a little sad that like Applejack's mom, like her last line is her sobbing, but I don't know.
Yeah. And William Shatner.
It was well casted.
Yeah.
That was a great episode. It's good. See, there's still great episodes at this point. Fame and Misfortune, honestly, it's okay. I like the song a lot. The messaging is off. It doesn't distinguish between what's good for a character when writing a character and what's good for actual living people. But it's a fine episode.
Right. Emma Larson did this one. I completely fucking forgot about that.
See, I told you.
You're right.
This
you're right.
might be his last one, I think.
Yeah, I think this one is.
Yeah.
Fame and Misfortune. A lot of people are either on, like, really love it or really hate it. Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah.
And Triple Threat. This is one of my favorite episodes ever. Really? And it's just because it's kind of a bad episode. Like the story is very predictable and it's kind of dumb, but it's just like Ember and like Thorax's best outing. And they're like amazing in the episode. They poke really fun at the ponies and it's so good. Oh, I love how like freaking Ember comes in. It's like, but your names all have sparkly things in them. Also, you look the same. And it's like, and everyone gets angry at him. It's so good. And then Thorax, it's like, oh, and then my brother kicked me when I was 2, or was I 1? And I don't like. It's just the way he like talks, and it's it's such a good contrast between the two characters because they're so different. It's so good. Triple Threat. I don't think it's objectively a very good episode, but man, is it fun to watch. One of my favorites of the season, easily.
It was, oddly enough, one of my least favorite portrayals of Spike.
It's not good for Spike. Spike's not the good part of the episode.
Yeah, no. But everyone else is pretty good. Especially that one gag with Ember, Twilight, and Starlight. I love that gag.
Yeah. And the other thing that Triple Threat did, which was ruined later on, but it also set up like Thorax is like, yeah, there's some renegade changelings who don't like the friendship thing, and I'm like, oh yes, of course, like not everyone would join. It's like, oh, this is gonna be great. There's gonna be like something like at the end or something where there's like factions of changelings, coming in, and it's like, nope.
You expect too much, my friend.
Nope, I do. See, that ruins it for me. It's like I get too excited about the possibilities, and then they don't do the possibilities.
Yeah.
So, Is this yours? Yeah, thanks. So,
Who dat?
That was my sister.
Oh, nice.
I skipped over. So, Campfire Tales, I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was boring.
I didn't like it. And then To Change a Changeling, that hurt me. I did not like that one. Because, 1, that ruined the Changeling arc thing that was potential. And 2, it was not a good outing for Trixie or Starlight, in my opinion. And I was very disappointed because I was like, what happened?
That is very unfortunate.
Trixie doesn't, I think she has one more good outing at this point.
I disagree. I think she has at least 2.
She never gets to her height again. It was always just hoping she'd get better, but she doesn't.
I enjoyed it. Daring Den I thought was boring.
Yeah, I don't remember much about it.
It was the introduction to Somnambula, which I liked, but everything else
Oh,
was...
yes, it's okay. I would have liked to look more at that, or like the southern Equestria type stuff. So like, see, Subtle Arabia, they never do it. I want to see Pony Pyramid, like they do have a Pony Pyramid, but I want to see like the Saddle Arabian Society, like sort of a, I don't know, like an Islamic, sort of architecture type stuff, and horses. I want to see horses.
I agree,
They never
but at
do
the
it.
same time, I don't cry because they never
That's
did
true.
that.
I mean, it's one of the, it's added to the pile of wasted potential. It's fine. It's okay. I really like Marks and Recreation. Another Mei-chan. She's good. I like her.
Yes.
That was, it's like the Circle Girl. I loved her. Or Kettle Corn. Freaking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. But I like drawing circles. Just draw more circles. Go draw more circles.
Draw a circle, do something.
It's just like, that's so good. That was fun. That's a fun episode.
That is. You skipped over one of the darkest episodes, though, Jack.
Which one is that?
A Health of Information
What happened to
has
that
some incredibly terrifying implications.
Oh, that's right. That was another good one.
It was.
That had actual stakes in it.
It did.
That was good. See, season 7 does have some good ones. It's not as strong as season 6, but I think there were enough in there that I was like, okay, this was an okay season. This is all right. It's getting there.
So far, this has been my favorite season.
Really, season 7.
Yeah. I thought
Really?
season 6 could have been. I just didn't think a lot of the stories were
Well, you're wrong.
executed as well. Keep
Yeah.
telling me I'm wrong. And yet it is you
I
who's
will.
wrong.
Yeah. Shadow play.
I
I mean,
doubt you like this.
it's okay. I think
Oh, never mind.
for what it is, I mean, there's a lot. Okay, so I hate the concept of bringing all these old people back, because it's like they should be dead. Don't bring them back. It's like Star Swirl, just make him like this ancient lore like just add him to the lore. Don't make him this like guy who comes in and then Twilight schools him on friendship. Don't do that.
Before this
I don't know,
episode, I agreed. But
So you like
this episode made me really warm up to the concept. I enjoyed it immensely. And I really like the epic fantasy feel to it. It's got more epic fantasy feel than anything else. It was kind of what I wanted To Wear It Back Again to be.
Yeah.
Because, To Wear It Back Again, obviously, name is a reference to The Hobbit. But,
Yeah.
but Shadowplay delved heavily into that. And I really enjoyed it. I loved the lore. I loved, I don't often freak out over world building, but this had some of my favorite world building.
Yeah. Okay.
Sadly, though,
I think
terrible
it's
villain.
too little too late there with world build. It's one of those things where it's like, wow, there aren't really that many dark places left in Equestria. And yeah, you're telling me. Stop killing all our guys here. He wasn't really established. I mean, they set up the pillars, I guess, through the season, but just bring someone else back, please. Like, I don't want a new villain who will not do anything. They literally nothing. This arc literally does nothing afterward. These characters don't have anything significant after this episode. It does. It's a nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's no one.
So negative, honestly.
I don't know. Real quick, backtracking a little bit. I did like Uncommon Bond a lot. I thought that was a really good episode.
Yes.
Another Haber and Lappin. See, I don't dislike Haber. I think he's a fine writer. He's made some bad ones, but he's made some pretty good ones. Whenever I see him like he's writing an episode, I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be good. Most likely, it's going to be a good episode. I can trust him.
I've always most of the writers have had ups and downs, and I thought Josh Haber does just fine.
Yeah. He's another person I'd probably have on the team. Yeah, pretty good. Secrets and Pies. I had fun. With that, especially at the end where Dash has the best face in the world, where she's like, where Pinky's eyes are closing, and Dash is like, "Oh, I have a pie," and her eyes open. Yeah, and it's so fun. It's so fun.
I love this episode, especially because, like, you probably heard a lot of people are like, Dash is supposed to be the element of honesty, and Applejack is loyalty.
Yeah,
but that's bullshit, and this episode proves that it's bullshit.
You're wrong. Dash should be, every time Dash speaks, it's honest. Every word out of her mouth is an honest word.
Nah, fam, nah.
She's so brutally honest a lot, though.
She is, but Applejack, I would say, is
I feel like they forced
spiritually more clearly honesty.
I don't know. I feel like Dash fits honesty way more.
Nah. In this episode, especially in this episode, the entire reason Dash doesn't want to tell Pinkie Pie that she doesn't like pie is because of how loyal she is. And then Applejack has the whole, I could have told you honesty something or whatever.
Whatever. Oh my, I don't know.
Jack. You're being silly.
That's compared to every other episode.
Yeah, in every other episode, Applejack is truthful. And Rainbow Dash, while she does have blunt honesty sometimes, is very loyal. I will say that.
The movie. I don't really want to talk about the movie. It's like a 5. It's like a 5 out of 10 at best. It's like
it's like a 5 out of 10 at best. This is what you sound like, Jack.
My biggest issue is that, I mean, there's some pacing, there's some timing problems with the jokes, but my biggest issue, there are 2 big issues. One, it's very dark, and it's like way darker than, because when I watched it again, I'm like, wow, this is like not.
Yeah, it's
like,
awesome.
That, I don't know, I didn't find it that fun of a watch. And then the other problem is there's way too much world building, way too late in the game. Because now this just brings up all sorts of questions. It's like, oh, there's fish people and cat people now in this world. It's like they went to Treasure Planet for half the movie. It's like there's like flying ships, and it's like sort of an 1800s looking thing, and there's like all these like different sentient creatures, and I'm like, why have we not seen any of these? What the heck?
I mean, you know, it's not great. But I do enjoy it.
I don't like the song. I like the popcorn bowl that I have. I like that. I went to go see it in theaters.
Hey, so did I. One thing I love this when so I work at McDonald's, right? I've been working at it for a few years now. Yeah. And when we got the Happy Meal toys, I got a Pinkie Pie mask, and so me and my brony friend, who I guess he hasn't watched the show in a while, I guess, but we were like, all right, we're gonna go see the movie together. And my other friend, who does not like the show, you actually know him, Chase, he doesn't like the show, and I asked him if he wanted to go, just to spend time with me, you know, we're besties, and, you know, but he said no, and then I was like, okay, fine. And then I brought up the idea of going to the theater and taking out sunglasses, flipping them out, and putting them over my eyes and going, 1 ticket to see My Little Pony, the movie, please. And that's what got him to go. He really wanted to see that.
That was it.
He brought along the mask, and I made him wear it.
Oh my god.
Not for the whole movie, but it was fun. Recently we watched it together, and he doesn't like Tempest's backstory. But I'm like, but it's friendship is literally the most powerful thing you could have.
It was okay. The backstory. I really liked Tempest though. I thought she was a great villain.
Yeah.
not a Storm King guy, but
Capper is my
yeah.
boy. I like
So
the
we get
Storm
to
King's death.
That was neat. It's just so dark. I felt dark. I want to watch early. Whenever it gets too dark, I'm like, I want to watch the earlier episodes now. So we get to season 8, which this
And
is
now
the
we
first...
really diverge.
Oh, okay,
I know
is
this
the
one
first
for a fact.
season that I was like, okay, this was kind of a really weak season. Because at least in season 4, at least the episodes in season 4 were good, at least. But in this one, most of them are just... This is where we start to get into the mediocre territory, where the majority of episodes are mediocre. It has... and they introduced the school, which... There's that obvious thing where it's like you can't learn friendship in the school. Makes a friendship a school of friendship. Oh my god. School days, the new characters are fine. There's nothing wrong with the new characters. It was just sort of like I didn't care that much about them. The mod couple was great. Confalone coming in there, saving the day a little bit there. But
I think that School Days, it had probably what I would consider to be the weakest change to the status quo in the series. Yeah. But over time, I really enjoyed the school setting, and especially the characters. I didn't like any of the characters when it started, except for what the hell is her name? Silverstream. I like her. Always have.
Oh yeah, I liked the two, or the dragon and the Gallus and whatever the dragon's name is. I liked them a lot. I thought they had a good dynamic. Smolder. Yeah, Smolder. I like their dynamic, and I don't know. I found them more interesting characters, so I like them.
I can see that. Those are my 3 favorites. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes I juggle between them on who I like most, but in the first 2 episodes, I was really big into Silverstream and not really anybody else.
Ma couple, I really like Mudbriar a lot. He's good.
Mudbriar is awesome.
Yeah. Granny's Gone Wild, I really liked. I know some people didn't like it. I like that one. It's
enjoyed
fun.
that one a lot.
And
it was especially really great Granny Smith episode. I was shocked about that.
Yeah. It's fun.
I thought Granny Smith was a good, she was an enjoyable character. This one, I think she was a good character.
Was that Trixie's dad? So I don't know now. I thought they were going to go into that and maybe do an episode on that or something. Like the much needed backstory of Trixie.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Trixie's dad and parent issues. But nope. I guess he's just someone who kind of looks like Trixie.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that he was Trixie's dad, but they never actually got into it on the show.
Yeah, they never. Yeah.
To me, it is Trixie's dad, but.
Blah. Yeah, I'm not remembering many of these. I did like Meltdown a lot. See,
I remember you hated Horseplay.
I did? What happens?
It was the Celestia play one.
Ooh.
You thought it was horrendous.
That's right.
From what I can recall. Which I think is a bit harsh. I don't like it particularly all that much, but I think you're being a bit harsh on it.
I think it's kind of bad. It's not good. Again, that one is I think that's really when they started to really Celestia's character deteriorates quite a bit. I mean, she does in the...
in my opinion, that's just the lowest
She did
tip.
in the premiere of the season 6. That was another hard blow, but this is another big blow to her.
That was, in my opinion, the only real dip in quality that Celestia has ever had.
I disagree.
I think she's my favorite princess, but she never gets any character, and when she did get character,
Ember all the way.
It was a dip.
Ember all the way. Ember
okay, well, if we're counting dragon princesses, absolutely Ember.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have 2 really good ones. Meltdown, I really liked.
Yes.
And then
you know why I like it.
Yeah.
Just
It's probably, it might be the best Spike episode, actually. Like, hands down.
I think that one and what the fuck was it called? The one with the volcano. Why the hell am I forgetting?
Oh, Gauntlet of Fire.
Yes,
Gauntlet of Fire
Fire
is good. I don't know. I
That
might
and
like
Gauntlet of Fire are my
Gauntlet of
favorites.
Fire a bit better than Meltdown, but I think Meltdown might be. I don't know. They're both really good episodes.
I love them both. For obvious reasons.
And then Marks for Effort. So, I like Cozy Glow a lot. I think she's one of, if not the, she gets hit a lot in the ninth season, but like season 8, one of, if not the best villain in my opinion.
Cozy Glow. I was a big Sombra fan, right?
Yeah.
Cozy Glow overtook Sombra for me.
Wow.
I love Cozy Glow. I love her manipulation. Good.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about this, what the season did, is that she shows up in an episode, and not until the finale is the only time that it's like confirmed, but every other time you see her, she never does like a cheeky like evil grin at the camera or anything like that, and there's no indication, no like physical indication that she's evil. You get the sense that she is, but there's nothing that shows you that.
There are like some shots where you're like, and some of her actions in a later episode, you definitely like.
The only thing was like how she looked at some of the pictures of the elements, and then the fact that her cutie mark was a chess piece, and I'm like, oh, maybe. And I was like, I don't know for sure, but yeah, what if she is like a villain, like in disguise here?
Whether or not she actually became a villain, she was evil.
Yeah, I love villains like that. Like Littlefinger from Game of Thrones is like my favorite character, and it's just because it's like he's like a master manipulator,
Yeah.
And it basically he sort of tricks you into thinking it's like, I'm on your side, and that's what Cozy does. And she plays this so well. She takes out everyone, in the finale basically, and she's so good.
She's quite a genius.
And
the
then,
Mean Six.
See, it's Michael Vogel. He does a lot of the Chrysalis dialogue. I tend to find, and it's like, it was okay. It's not great. I was really. It's interesting seeing Chrysalis break down. And I thought she would accomplish a bit more in the series after this point. But
Mean Six, in my opinion, was a lot funnier. Like it was one of the funniest episodes since the one where Pinkie Pie knows. I thought it was really funny. And also, I think there was a bit of a reference to actual mythology in this one, and it was extremely subtle. But changelings in mythology, I hate changelings, by the way. They are like the worst freaking creature of all time. But they are made of wood or something like that. I think they're made of wood. I don't research changelings all that often. But they have something big involves wood. And like I thought that the Mean Six being made out of wood was a nice call to that. It's one of the things I really love. I remember hating A Matter of Principles, but not sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at, it's like, I know I didn't like Yakety Sax.
Yeah.
I hated that. Oh, Fox Brothers, that's why. It's like, I'm like, huh. No, I didn't like that one. It's so like, Road to Friendship, another
Fucking
Haber.
solid.
It was a solid episode. I really liked the beginning. Trixie had some good moments. This is like her last sort of good outing, I think. And yeah, I like the song. I like sort of them being sort of friends. That was good. And then hints of Saddle Arabia, but not quite. I did not like how they portrayed Trixie as having some of the blame in the episode when really it was Starlight's fault, like the whole way. And so it kind of hurt, and I didn't like it. I didn't like how they evened out the score a bit there, but I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
That's my Trixie bias talking.
It was a good episode.
It was a good episode, yeah.
Freaking solid.
It's a good episode. It might have been actually one of the best episodes of the season. I mean, it's contending with Meltdown, I guess, but it's it's up there. It's one of the best for the season for sure.
Oh, but Jack, the best episode of the season is the washouts, which is not only the best episode of the season, but of the series.
No way.
I fucking adore the washouts.
What? I mean, it's good. It's the best of the series? What?
Yes.
What?
It is. It has a bit of competition with something coming up that I think you'll disagree with. But I love the. Oh, it's so good. I love Rainbow Dash's character in it. It's like, she developed so much, and I love it. And her relationship with Scootaloo.
Oh yeah, you like
It's also extremely mature, and I love it.
I mean, it's a fine episode. It was good, and Confalone coming in there. You know, he's good. He's a good writer.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like Lies Beneath and others. Vogel does a lot of the villain episodes.
What Lies Beneath, I really liked.
It was all right, and again, showing Cozy to be, and they don't show an evil grin. That's what I loved. You never really you have hints, and you're like, she might be, but you never have confirmation.
She does have a grin that could be seen as evil, but I mean, she could just be a happy face.
Golly, yeah. Sounds of Silence.
Asshole.
I love.
Yes.
I thought it was a great message, great episode in general. Just all around a good episode. And
I'm surprised I'm saying this, but it's probably only my third favorite episode of this season.
Wow.
Behind Washouts and Meltdown.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's a solid one of the best of the season again. So
it's great.
I felt like things were getting really good. Road to Friendship kind of kicked it off, and then it's like, wow, episodes are actually pretty good here. Whoa. Oh. I hated Father Knows Best or Beast. I don't care about it.
You silly goose. Yeah. It didn't ruin Spike, but it just everything around him was awful.
It was pointless. It was a pointless episode. It was pointless. Didn't need to have it.
It was a bore.
Yeah. And then School Raise,
which we watched together.
Yeah, that's one of the best finales, I think. Actually.
I love it so much.
It's good. It was better than I think it's better than the season 5 finale, and better. Yeah. I like it more than the season 4 finale too. So it was definitely a strong finale.
In my opinion, it is the second best finale.
I disagree, but And then we have best gift. It just kind of feels like a long episode, but it's nice. I liked it better than the movie.
I agree. I liked it better than the movie. And again, Christmas guy. But yeah. I like this so much more than just because it was about Christmas. I just love the atmosphere. Yeah. The atmosphere was just so calm and nice, and it did in some ways kind of feel like a season 1 episode, but done better.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack, but yes.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I mean, I don't know. The season 1 episodes were very chill. They were laid back.
Yeah.
And the special best gift ever, absolutely was laid back as well. And
yeah.
I thought it was nice. Yeah. So Jack.
Yes.
Here we are at the end of all
Season
things.
9.
Well, the end of all seasons.
So
I don't know your opinion on this season at all.
Okay.
I have not seen you say anything about it, so I'm curious.
It has an interesting start. A bit rushed and it was weird because it's like I think DWK did it best, where it's like Sombra takes over the Crystal Empire. That was easy. And then the elements destroy him. That was easy. And that sums it up really well. But then it was kind of a twist when that was part of Sombra's plan, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know about that being his plan. That's a very convoluted plan. But
and the Tree of Harmony fucking dies.
I was more interested in the potential of where this was going to go than the actual episodes themselves.
I enjoyed it.
It's okay. It's
The
okay.
beginning of the end I thought was pretty solid, and it brought back my now second favorite villain, Sombra.
Oh yeah, how'd you feel about him dying?
Oh, I loved it.
Oh.
I mean, I already thought he was dead, so
Actually, what did you think of his character shift in general?
he was clearly a lot more flamboyant and a lot more talkative, obviously. And I thought that was fine for his second outing. For his first outing, I would have thought it was a bit annoying. It would have been the same problem I had with Discord, which he talks too much.
I liked
and
him.
I'm glad it was him that destroyed the Tree of Harmony.
Oh yeah, I like how the elements just sort of, like the actual physical elements, just sort of like, kind of went off to the side as the seasons went. This is like, we don't need him anymore. I'll just destroy him. And now there's a new tree. That's all right.
Well, such happens.
Yeah. Sparkle 7, I wasn't a big fan of.
Really?
I loved the concept of the story. I didn't really like it though. I didn't have much fun.
I thought it was an extremely
like-
enjoyable episode. And, of course, Spike getting his recognition at the end was like, fuck yeah.
it all
But that's not
comes
the only
out
reason
now.
I like it. I was loving the episode up until then.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with this season. I found it very mediocre, very lackluster. There's some really good episodes here and there, but it's sort of like it's been a decline. Like since season 7, it was just sort of a decline.
I never
It's like, I like
disliked
season
a
7 more
single
than 8,
episode this
8 more than
season.
9. You didn't dislike an episode?
Yeah. The worst I found an episode was So, but the best, I thought it had the best of the best episodes.
I don't
honestly.
think there was anything like. I didn't get angry at any episode. It was just there was nothing. Like there was very little interesting stuff in here. Like Uprooted, I didn't care about. Sparkle 7, not too much. I don't even remember.
I liked Uprooted
half
because
of
of
these.
the character development between the student 7 or 6. Shit. I liked Sparkle 7 because I thought it was an enjoyable romp. The Point of No Return. What was that one again? Oh yeah, that one was fine.
She's All Yak, I didn't like. Frenemies, I liked, but there were some problems in it. Mainly
I
it was
loved.
with Cozy. And I didn't like how she lost her temper like halfway into her negotiation. It was just not in her character. Because her whole thing is that she's like patient and she's a manipulator. You know, she shouldn't be getting angry at just like not getting her way after asking once. You know, so that was my main problem. But I did like, again, the ones that featured the villains, I was just more interested in like where are they going to go with this rather than the episode themselves.
I really enjoyed the like bickering between the villains and frenemies. That made it like my favorite episode of the season up to that point. I really enjoyed it. And the song as well. I loved the song. It was the first villain song we actually got in the show since fucking
Cadence's song.
yeah. Liked
Yeah.
it.
Sweet and Smoky, I really liked. Ember,
Yay.
I don't think she's ever had a bad episode. I mean, School Days wasn't great, but like whenever she's like a focus, it's always going to be good. So that was actually a really good episode. That's probably
I know a lot of people didn't
time
like
that
it.
was the best one of the season. I think
A lot of people didn't like it,
That
and
was like best.
a
one
lot of
the season.
people flipped their shit over Kim Byer Johnson. They hated anything Kim Byer Johnson did, but I liked it.
I feel like I like her writing. I need to see what else she did, but I like Sweet and Smoky a lot. That was one of my favorites for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't remember some of these. Last Crusade. So this one was kind of funny because I saw spoilers for this episode, but they weren't like important spoilers. it was weird because for years and years, everyone has speculated what happened to Scootaloo's parents. Where does she live? So in this episode, we get that they're alive and they're coming to Ponyville. And I am not spoiled on this whatsoever because everyone is focused on the ants.
Yeah.
And everyone is talking about the ants, and so no one's talking about it, so I'm not spoiled. So but that's what everyone cared about was it's like, oh, the ants, oh my god, but not, oh shit, like Scootaloo has parents, not something that we've cared about for years. Oh, let's throw that out the window, whatever. I also found it very, I also didn't like the ending of that episode because I thought it was gonna go like Scootaloo leaves the other two. Well, and it's like, that's kind of fitting because it's the end of the series, so it's like, oh, this is kind of, they part ways, and then it's sort of a lesson about, well, sometimes, you know, your friends move.
I agreed
and
with
they move
that.
on to different things.
I agreed with that up until the final episode, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But it would have been like kind of a bit redundant if she had left.
Yeah. And then I thought the Last Crusade would have been the last CMC episode, but they have another one.
It should have been.
It should have been. I'm just
if they swapped the episodes, I think it would have flowed a lot better.
Yeah, it would have flowed a bit better, but the other one was pointless too, so I don't like the other one.
I like the other one.
I hated Between Dark and Dawn.
What?
That's like another nail in the coffin of the princesses.
You're fucking insane, dude.
No, they keep bringing them down. They used to be gods. Now they're just
they shouldn't have been gods.
Stupid, incompetent ponies.
Why would anyone make?
Why are they the rulers of Equestria?
If they were gods, that would have been dumb.
They can't do anything. Captured every 5 seconds. Oh my god! It's like,
you're insane.
I hate them. I did not like.
I don't usually like Gail Simone's writing. She did a lot of comics before then, but I really enjoyed Between Dark and Dawn, and I think most people did. So you're in the minority here, Jack, and that makes me happy.
Wow. Okay. Fox Brothers. They nail it again. The last laugh. Bam. They come in.
Fucking
knock it out of the park. One of the best episodes of the season. It worked. Like, all the stuff worked.
Yes.
Like, them trying to force jokes didn't quite work. But I love the guy, like, the manager guy, who's like, oh, that's 50% more funny. And it's everything he said was just a hit. I was like, wow. They did a good job. And I like the theme of it.
Yeah.
I typically like episodes where I don't know where it's going to go, because then, you know, it's more fun, because I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was great to have Weird Al Yankovic back.
Yeah. So Fox Brothers, their last episode, good episode. You know, I've said some bad things about them, but
I'm glad that you came around.
They can pull off some real gems. They can. I hate 246 Gray.
I don't think it's good. I think it's probably the weakest episode of the series.
It's awful.
Not the series, but the season.
It's like stuck in the first act for 50 to 75% of the episode.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
It does suck because I am a Rainbow Dash fan. Guilty as charged.
Yeah. And Dash gets Dash syndrome at this point. Or she's had Dash syndrome for a while, where she says awesome every 5 seconds, and that's all her character is.
It is a tragedy.
Yeah, see, like, over the course of the series, it's that the characters just sort of deteriorated a bit into sort of more quirks, and they didn't feel like people as much. There was a lot of expositional dialogue as well, and you didn't see it. And I don't know, but 246 Gray was definitely a low point for Dash.
I really only thought it was just meh, because I liked all the characters around Dash.
Yeah. Oh,
but
God.
Dash wasn't
okay.
annoying.
That's something else about the season that I really didn't like, and that's where they kept on saying, wow, Twilight, you've really grown. And they kept on doing these weird things where it's like in this episode where Twilight's like, I knew, she's pulling a Celestia. It's like, I knew you would learn to be a better friend in the day. So I put you to do this one thing, you know? And then there's like other times where it's like, Twilight, aren't you going to freak out? And she's like, nope, I'm not there anymore. And then the next episode, they literally have her freak out about something. It's so dumb.
I see that. I agree with that.
I
don't think it's as big of a problem as you do, but
this happens in Trivial Pursuit. I mean, to be fair, I love the opening of Trivial Pursuit. It's really funny, and it's so well done. But the episode itself just isn't. It's not as fun as the concept would be. It just feels sort of hurtful, like Twilight and Pinky. Like, Twilight's really mean to Pinky.
Yeah.
and it's not a funny episode. It's not that fun. I really like the opening though. Opening is great for Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it whilst watching it.
Yeah.
But over time, I was like, I mean, it's not that great. I think it's good. I think it's
Yeah.
fine. Twilight's character could get a bit annoying in it. Ultimately, I do think it was the final, like, nail in the coffin of her freaking out. Like, I think after this, she didn't really freak out all that much.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't like being told that their characters had changed.
I do kind of agree.
Summer Sun Setback. Really the only thing I really liked about it, because this is the one that kind of annoyed me, that aspect. But I really like the villains working together, and they're like, yeah, we're actually good at working together, and I like that.
Yeah, I really like the villain interactions again in this one. I don't think it was as good as Frenemies though.
She Talks to Angel was okay.
Yeah,
Good
That
new
was
confluence.
fine.
I really liked Drag and Drop.
Yeah.
I loved the pacing, and I loved how everything sort of poured out. Rarity had a lot of great comedic gags.
Yes.
Again, Haber's good. He's good. I don't know why people don't like him. He's got great stuff. He does great episodes. He's always a solid writer.
Dragon Drop was.
Dragon Drop was one of the
really
best of the
liked it.
season. You know, now if it was put in another season, I'd probably say it was a really good episode compared to some others. But it's a good one.
It is good. Oh, and I'm so sorry, Jack. I love this episode.
A Horseshoe Inn, one of the worst for. Oh,
I watched it and I was like, I don't get why people don't like Trixie, because I
can
thought
see more
Trixie
why
was
people don't like
so
Trixie.
enjoyable.
She's like, no, she's the wink, and then she gets Rainbow Dash syndrome by saying "great and powerful" every sentence, and
I can see that.
it's
But
like, and then they there's
a
like
small
the
price
one.
to pay for salvation, my dear friend.
No, it's not, and just becomes so she's so incompetent. And she does not read social cues. She cannot read a room at all. She's a stage performer. She should be able to do this, but she can't.
Well, she wasn't a good stage performer.
Annoys the hell out of me that she can't figure this stuff out. And I hate it that they keep on like pounding that in. That was like her last major episode.
Yeah.
And Daring Doubt I actually liked.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike it. I didn't think it was top tier. Again, really, this one was Rainbow Dash's last episode. Okay, this one actually was one that I'll say it had a lot of great potential, and it didn't really follow up on it. I think it could have been like, it could have focused a lot more on how Daring Do adapts her like life to the fiction of her books. I think it could have done that. And I think it could have been really good.
I just like that they pit Dash and Fluttershy against each other, basically.
Oh,
And
but
I
yes.
thought that's always fun. That's always fun when they pit someone against Fluttershy, because it's like, who's going to be right? Or who's going to, but, yeah. Growing Up, it's hard to do. Didn't like it. Pointless.
Should have been swapped
This
with the
episode. Should've
other
been swapped with-
episode.
yeah, at the very least.
I liked it, but
just
I
it's a
think that
nothing
was mostly
episode.
that was mostly because of the gimmick of seeing the girls as grown-ups.
I would have liked it if they had explored that more, because so there's these little girls, and all of a sudden they're like 2 feet taller. They've gone through puberty. Like their muscles are much more developed. Like they kind of do it where like she's like, "Wow, I'm so strong. I can run faster."
Yeah.
But they could have done a lot more with that. It's like, "Wow, I'm older. I can see higher. I can, I don't know, something more fun, I guess."
They certainly could have. But what they did do with it, I enjoyed it.
The Big Mac question, I think as an episode, it's just Discord. They just keep tearing Discord's character down too. He just keeps on. He's another one that fails from incompetence. A lot of character. I guess you're right. A lot of characters do that, but it's just, I don't know. I didn't even notice that Lyra and Bonbon proposed to each other.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. I was told that later. I'm like, wait, what? What? And then they show me like clips and stuff. I'm like, I missed this.
I was spoiled that
That's
they
like
do get gay, but
I thought that was. I'm all for it. I was like, Rainbow Rocks when they were doing the duet. I'm like, yes,
yeah.
there we go. Yes, we want more of this. Um,
Personally,
you know,
I love this episode. It's one of the best this season.
this is a Spike episode.
Oh yeah, Spike's in this episode.
Oh wow,
I forgot about that. Personally, I really enjoyed Big Mac and Sugar Bells, like their scene where they propose to each other. I thought was freaking beautiful.
Yeah. I do really like Sugar Belle. I'm not a big Mac fan, but Sugar Belle I do like. She's adorable. She's great. I actually liked her more as an equalist though. I liked her design and color scheme more. But
I kind of agree, but at the same time, I don't care.
I like the idea of Earth ponies being sort of duller colors. Just I don't know. There's something about that idea. And then we have the finale.
I think you're gonna hate this.
There were a lot of twists and turns in it, which I appreciated. I think the pacing was awful. The pacing was so fast. I think Toastless made comment on like during part 2. It's like, did they like turn up the speed on the episode or something? Because Twilight's talking like 95 like miles per hour, and it's like so like forced generic stuff. And Twilight's like, man, I tried looking up all spells, but I can't do it. And now like our friends are like not gonna do anything. It's like, you know you've done this so many times, Twilight. And the twist of Grogar being Discord was weird. I need to watch the season again now with that in mind and see if that fits.
I was spoiled by that.
Strange. I didn't know that was a complete surprise.
And I was like, no, because I was so excited for Grogar. But going back, it's like
it was such a weird way to present it, though.
Yeah, but going back, it's like Grogar wasn't that interesting, and also
he was just kind of dumb the whole time. We made jokes about the, it's like, what does Grogar want? He's like, they stole my barrel, and like that was his whole arc.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't know what Discord is. Whatever. I don't know. It's incompetent.
There was a reason I didn't watch this episode with you guys. You people are so negative on this poor show.
I'm good.
Toasterless especially.
Toaster will. I'm thinking more like Kingpin and all that because they were.
Oh yeah, Kingpin as well.
I was trying to shut everyone.
I didn't
up
notice that they were in there, but.
Yeah.
But I love this season, or these episodes and this season. But I love these episodes. I thought they were epic. I mean, yeah, the pacing was off. I'll agree.
Yeah.
And the twist with Discord could have definitely been handled better. I thought it was epic, and the emotions were high, and I loved it.
I don't know. The ending fight, I like the twist. Again, I like the twists and turns. Like they threw some curveballs in there, which made it interesting to watch. But then, and then all the characters showed up, and it's like and then it was, Starlight gets away a lot. I don't know. Because Atomic was mentioning how Starlight, or like Haber loves Starlight and like gives her very little flaws, and I see that a lot now. And I'm like, oh yeah, Starlight does, like is right a lot of the time, and she does out Twilight a lot.
That's true. But speaking of Starlight,
that's an interesting.
She should have died. Imagine if in the battle with Chrysalis, she fucking died. I think that would have been awesome.
I'd be okay with that, actually. I'd be okay.
I love Starlight. She's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I like Starlight.
But if she died, that would have been cool.
I approve. I approve that.
But obviously, Little Girl Show, probably for the best that she didn't.
Or take out her horn. I don't know, something.
That would have been cool.
But yeah, and then I was actually kind of sad that they got turned to stone. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was...
Okay.
Tyrek and Chrysalis makes sense. But Cozy Glow's like a baby.
Cozy's like a child. But then Chrysalis, it just feels sad because she's so desperate to get revenge, and she doesn't get it. And you feel for her. She's lost everything. And you see her like go crazy.
She did take out Starlight, her arch nemesis, earlier in the episode. So
yeah, and I just feel I felt bad for them, and it was bittersweet.
I was mostly sad about they didn't give the log anything. The log was one of my favorite gags this season with Chrysalis. And so I was sad that they didn't do anything with that.
Oh yeah.
But I thought it was an epic conclusion. Fucking
Yeah.
good finale. Like, whether or not it made sense, I don't really care.
I don't know. I'm just sort of like it's okay.
I thought the emotions were high.
amazing.
I love that.
Yeah. And then there's the last problem.
Whoo, boy.
So, I wasn't spoiled on anything. So,
Lucky fucker.
Like, when I see Spike come in, I'm like,
I didn't expect that.
What? I was like, whoa, okay. And then I see Twilight with her neck. I'm like, what happened? What? And honestly, like, I look back, it's fine. Like, Twilight looking like that is fine. But at the same time, I kind of wish that they just made her older. Like, what? This is just ridiculous.
Yeah, people have been begging for her to get taller.
Whatever.
For a long
what?
time.
Why? Oh, what? They freak out about the wings, but they don't freak out about her getting
They've also
taller?
been begging for that for Spike. But,
What the...
I don't...
Okay, whatever.
I didn't mind it. I was
Spike,
like...
I could understand.
And maybe this was because of what happened during the episode. So...
What the...
The episode opens up, and Spike comes in, and my sister looks over for just a second. She doesn't like the show, but when she sees something in the show and comments on it, it's usually the best thing ever, right? And she goes, "What the fuck? What happened?"
He's so anthro. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
And of course, I was cheering because my baby boy Spike grew up.
I'm like, oh yeah, of course.
Yes, Jack.
Atomic likes Spike
Of
too.
course.
Um...
And I loved it.
Yeah,
that
no, a lot of
consistency.
people like. I guess Spike fans will like it.
Obviously.
Yeah. And then it gets into the episode, which I'll be honest, like, I didn't really much care about the conflict of the episode. It was more about like just seeing where everyone was and what they looked like. It's like, oh, what do they look like?
I was really hoping that it would delve into more of like just the future. I didn't care about the past anymore.
Yeah.
Because the future is there. I don't like prequels. I like seeing it continue.
That's fair.
But at the same time, I did enjoy it. If just for the future scenes. And I didn't think the past scenes were bad or anything. But the future scenes were
sort of
solid. Some of the best
Future
scenes in this show, I gotta say.
They had
just for me,
the
at
main
least.
six come in. I didn't know. I was like, wow, they're like killing ships like nothing here. And it's like, I didn't know that Dash and Applejack were together until someone told me later. I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, listen to the dialogue.
It's
I'm
iffy.
like,
They could be roommates.
I guess so.
They could be roommates. I like to think that they are like together, but they could be roommates. It's open to interpretation.
I think there's better ships, but I honestly don't like the ships that they did have. I don't care too much. It's like, oh, these two, okay.
Personally, I was a Rarity fan, so it hurt me that Pinky got with cheese sandwich for about 2 seconds, and then I was like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I was surprised that only like one of them had a kid. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I expected
I thought
like
more of them
everybody to
would've-
have.
Yeah, I thought everyone would have kids or something. Yes, but only one of them. I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
And it seems like Twilight is lonely, as well as Rarity.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. It's like, it seems like, yeah.
The unicorns
seems
don't
like
get
they don't-
anybody. Just
Yeah.
sad.
I don't know.
But I mean, I guess like
yeah.
it's cool that like not everybody gets someone to love.
I guess Tash really was gay the whole time. Wow, it's like a reverse twist there.
Oh, wow.
It's like people think she's gay because of her hair color, and then it's like the Courier's like, just because she has the hair color doesn't mean she's gay, and then they make her gay, and it's like, oh.
I think I think it was at BronyCon that Dash was the only not gay character.
See, that's a funny sketch.
Yeah,
it's a funny gag of like everyone's gay except Dash. It's good.
But
you were
obviously,
wrong. You were wrong.
Yep. But we got the
Flutter's Discord. I would have liked to see more relationship stuff. Actually, they did go into it, but
I was never a Fluttercord fan. I always
it's okay.
I don't know. He just seems a bit old for her, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, they didn't delve into it or anything. I think it's fine the way they handled it.
Implied, which is that's fair. What? So I'll kind of just go over. So watching the finale or the final episode, I was just sort of like, oh, this is interesting, and then at the end, I'm like, oh, that was it. It was only afterward that I was really started to be like, kind of felt sad, and it was sort of hitting me a bit. It's like, wow, it's over. That's it. And I think probably the reason for that is that you see all the characters older, which I'm not a big fan of that story-wise anyway. When they cut 20 years later and you see the characters,
I like it as long as it's like
ago.
as long as it's really late in the story. I like it. Like I didn't like what they did with fucking Young Justice, which was a piece of garbage season 2 opener. I fucking hated that.
Hang on, my battery's gonna die once.
No.
Oh my god, we've been here like what, 2 hours?
Almost 2:30. So.
Hang on. Oh, yeah, hang on.
Waiting for Jack.
I suppose you can cut the spot out.
No, we leave this in. They need to know that you're a flawed human being, Jack.
A bit disappointed that there was no Star Trek or Star Treks.
Yeah.
But
I like to think that they did get together though.
Well, if anything, I don't know, because
at least
I saw
Starlight and Sunburst. That one's also fine. Not as good as Star Trek.
See, there was speculation that the what was her name? Lust?
Luster Dawn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as like that she is Starlight and Sunburst.
Shut up, dogs. Go on.
Yeah, that she's Starlight and Sunburst's daughter, which I can see, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
I can see it. Big Jim Miller had an AMA where he goes, nah, she wasn't really meant to be anybody's daughter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I'm still for Star Treks, but you never see any. They're not like in the same shot together or anything.
Yeah. I would have been fine either way. I like Sunburst and Starlight. I like Trixie and Starlight. Oh, but Sunburst's beard though. Yeah. That was fucking good. I hated the goatee that he had. But the future, that was solid.
I didn't like all their old clothing. Like they looked like old people with their clothing. And I'm like, oh no.
That was the point. They're fucking old.
And they're the other thing that kind of got me too was like, you take Trixie for example, and I'm like, she becomes a student counselor. 20 years later, she's a student counselor, and I'm like, oh no, she doesn't do like big shows or anything, or she's not.
Well,
like that's it.
Twilight did stuff on there, like everyone did other stuff.
Well,
as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's sort of like it's like they got jobs at the School of Friendship, and that's kind of it. And that kind of killed me a little bit there, and it was very bittersweet. And I'm like, oh wow, they're just kind of that's what they're doing now.
I think it's nice,
and that's what they're gonna be doing.
And so, Gallus became a royal guard.
That was kind of neat.
Fucking awesome.
That was the other thing too about the episode is that you see like all these ponies that you don't recognize running around the town, and they're all like young ponies, and it really felt like the world was just kept spinning, and these characters weren't the main characters anymore. It was the next generation and all these other things, and it felt really like it felt kind of sad. Like I felt sad. It's like wow, it is ending. And the world's moving on.
I was very happy. I was very happy that it got me.
It got to me.
It almost
got to me.
It almost became the third episode that I cried at. But the waterworks weren't working that day for some reason.
It wasn't a good episode. The last problem, I don't think it was a very good episode, but it did get me, and I think honestly I didn't care if it was a good episode or not, because it really was just about, I was more focused on where everyone was at, and that's what the episode did.
Yeah, on its own, it's not a good episode, but that's not. I wouldn't say
that wasn't the point. I didn't care.
It's an epilogue.
So it's fine. You know, I think how they handled it was fine. It's I would have liked. I think what you said was right. It's I would have preferred if they had not gone into the past at all.
Yeah.
And they just focused on the future, and then have more dialogue from some other characters. Maybe I mean, bias, but I would have liked to hear Trixie speak a bit and say stuff, or like have characters talk about, instead of just one or two lines.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
I liked what I really liked. It's a quick shot, but Rainbow Dash is like being the leader of the Wonderbolts. Like, and
oh
we
yeah,
see, like, I guess all the other Wonderbolts quit or whatever, retired, and
yeah,
Dash is the only one left, and she's leader of this new generation. And I'm guessing she's retiring soon because
yeah. So that's what's sad. I hate it. Like I don't hate it, but I hate that how it makes me feel. So
I love
yeah,
I love endings like this. Honestly, it
yeah.
really
It hurts. It hurts me, but I mean it's I'm not. I wouldn't say no to it. I wouldn't. It's like this is our finale. I'm like, go for it. You know.
the show
But
has
I
come a
did
long
feel.
way.
Yeah, I did feel sad. I actually watched some season 1 episodes afterward, and those made me feel better because, oh my god, the show was so good. Well, like when you go back, like you're watching these episodes, you're like, oh, these are pretty good, and then you go back to like older episodes, and you're like, wow, these are like really special,
Yeah,
you know. And I went and watched old fandom videos too, because those it's just so fun. It's like just the stuff that people like were into back in the day. The stuff that they made is just really funny things. Like, what if the
yeah.
ponies did this? What if what if we did a crossover with this? And it was just fun. It was
Fandom really changed, and I
yeah,
think it changed a lot of people's perception on like the show, because when people started getting really into the fandom, that's when like people started going, the show sucks now. But like I don't think like
I
obviously
think
quality is not the same for everybody. Obviously,
for me, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. For me, it was just a progression of after season 6. I think things started to go downhill, but I mean, but even then, it was like seasons like 1, 2, and 3, sort of the original thing. I think had like even like season 3 had maybe like the tone of season 1 is was just really something great. But then there are so many great episodes after that. So it's really difficult to say it's like when things went down south. But I think for me personally, it was about maybe kind of in season 7, but then definitely starting in season 8 and 9 where things really started to go downhill for me.
personally,
And
I
I was like,
I
this
love
is not as
I
good
just
as
love
it's all mediocre.
I love the later seasons a lot more, and that's why I got you for this, because I expected
So
you
we
to be
have
different than me in that regard.
I see. Well, yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. The series, I still love the series. It's still dear to my heart. I will cherish it. It's still been a huge influence for me.
Yeah,
I still love Trixie. You know,
yeah.
still favorite character of maybe all time. I don't know. I don't know why I like her so much. I don't know why I like her that much, but she is great and powerful.
Yeah.
And yeah,
This series has changed my life in insane ways, like more than anything else. Which I don't know how, but like I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met like a lot of my closest friends.
yeah, I'm the same. I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met anyone who like on Scootertrix, or anyone
Yeah,
on the Discord or anything. People that I'm working with now, like both the people I'm working with now on future projects, it's like I never would have met them without the fandom.
yeah,
I never would have seen stuff like Rick and Morty and Steven Universe or any of that had I not watched Pony.
yeah.
You know, um,
This got
the
me back into
series
cartoons, honestly.
it made me get into cartoons. Like before, I was like, oh, live action directing. Now I'm like show running animated series,
Yeah,
and that's where I've shifted my focus because it's so much more fun and I want to pursue things that are cute now. Before I was kind of like, oh, more serious stuff, but now I want to do like more fun things.
I like balancing them out. I like
Yeah,
it when like some series are nice and happy, and then smack you over the face with
Yeah.
dark shit,
I
like
mean,
ponies sometimes did.
so yeah, I mean, yeah, the series I'm working on now, the pilot I'm writing, is that basic. It's a lot of My Little Pony is in there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big influence for it. So hopefully that goes somewhere. And
I'm really hoping that it does because I love you, Jack.
Yeah.
And I want you to do successful things.
Well, we'll try working on that pilot. We're making it good. We've scrapped lots of ideas.
Good.
We've scrapped tons of outlines.
Good.
But that will make it good in the end. That'll make it better in the end. At least better.
All right, we've gone for 2 hours and 36 minutes. I think we should wrap this up.
Yep, that is
a bit more than we already.
Stop.
Thank you all for watching or listening, watching as well.
Yeah, if you're still here at the end,
God bless you.
wow.
Go you. That's insane. Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Ross.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad.
Thanks for giving me so much money over the years. That's awesome.
You're welcome. And thank you all for watching. And thank the creator of the show, thy God, Lauren Faust.
Yeah, everyone who worked on it, wonderful
Yeah.
stuff. I know I gave the Fox Brothers a lot of good job, Fox Brothers. You did good.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. You're good. You're good, right? You can do it. I believe in you.
Even if you didn't write a single good episode.
They wrote 2 good episodes.
I'm not specifically talking about them. If someone didn't write a single good episode, I hope they move on to bigger and better things.
For being a part of the journey.
And with that, goodbye, everyone.
And scene.